Welcome back to Numbers on the Board.
Numbers on the board, yes.
We are here. We're here. Exactly 1 week away from the start of the NBA regular season, baby. It's getting so good that, like, preseason games are actually kind of fire, where, like, starters can play 3 quarters now. It's been pretty dope. How y'all feeling today, boys?
I'm feeling pretty good. How you feeling?
Cannot complain whatsoever. We did have a new drop at enjoybasketball.com. Our fall collection called the Training Camp. We're about 95% sold out, so hit the link in the description. Go cop before it's too late.
I was about to wear my hat today, but I couldn't find it.
That's crazy. I just gave it to him like 2 days ago.
Yeah.
Well, it's either in my car or in my house. But I was checking my car and I couldn't find it, so it's got to be in my house.
There's always only 2 places it could already be, right?
Well, I had it in my back seat because I was like, I'm finna wear it soon, and I didn't want to just, I don't know. But, like, my sister had got in the back seat, and she had moved a bunch of stuff. So it might be, like, underneath the seat. Anyways, I'm wearing this one.
Thank you for the story, Mike. Thank you for the story. How y'all two doing? I mean, Mike, Pierre,
I'm
how y'all
doing
feeling?
good, too. That rain. I seen y'all walking in, and I was like, let me hurry up. And then the rain started coming down immediately. That's why my hat to the back, too, because the brim a little wet.
Wet brim.
It sound like a gamer tag.
It does. I'm doing good. I'm feeling good. I ate some McDonald's for breakfast this morning. I don't think it was the best decision.
See, that's when you start to do stuff different. We pushed the show back 30 minutes. You're like, maybe I should get breakfast. Maybe I should.
Because I was going to go get me a tea from Starbucks. Even Austin had texted me. I'm like, I'm going to grab one. And then I'm like, you know what? I should just get some breakfast. And
Should have pulled up the Great American Bagel. Never lets you down.
The only time I've ever been there is at the airport when I see it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
I was like that too, but I always forget that there's literally one right here on the way here. So like I forget all the time that it exists. But
yeah,
it's a hit though.
Nevertheless, I'm feeling good. I'm just hoping that I don't have the runs during the episode.
We'll hold you down just in case.
If y'all seeing me exit
The
viewers,
I know how I feel.
Yeah, you actually do. You survived though. You ain't have to leave, did you?
No, yeah, I was good.
Oh no, you came late there to the show.
No, I was good.
He was there.
I was here on
yeah,
time.
you're right.
I took them tons, but
I wish I had my
It's
tons
the
on
moments where you get up and you feel like you good, and then a
Yep.
couple moments later it hits you like I gotta go back.
Yeah.
Maybe that should be a staple in the studio, Tums.
Mhm.
Yeah, I like to take a time or two after.
I used to always think
After I
that's for
eat.
little kids too.
And I used to always think you take it after. Oh, I didn't take them as a kid.
It was Pepto.
Oh,
That was
yeah,
all it
true.
was back in the
Pepto will get you right.
My mom told me though, like a couple
Ain't that
years
like some
ago,
meal.
day. Right.
my stomach was messed up a couple years ago. My mom told me that like Tums is also something you can take even with your stomach not like messed up because it helps your stomach.
My
in
mom
general.
was a big ginger ale person to help you.
My mom is a big ginger ale person too.
I think
Okay.
this is big in the black community.
Where
Yeah.
your mom
Ginger
from? Is she from Oak Park, or you from Oak Park?
They're both from the area.
Oh, okay, interesting. Because ginger ale definitely was a staple in the refrigerator, not to
Right.
drink, not normally to
It was
just have
It
a
was
glass.
medicine.
Yeah.
It was like, your stomach hurt, go get that Pepto or ginger ale. It was
You
one
come in
of
the
the
crib
two.
with a gunshot wound. They gonna say,
Get
Get the ginger ale. Hurry.
Let's drop the mic.
All right. No discredit to James Harden, one of the greats.
Uh-oh.
That is not a great start, by the way.
No.
Okay, I'm listening.
I was asking, what other great scorers could we kind of seen? Obviously, D'Antoni did with like Steve Nash, but like could have played as that James Harden where it's 5 out. They got PJ Tucker at the center spot. Which other great scorer would you want to see in that type of system where he kind of thrived?
Almost nobody.
Yeah.
Almost nobody. Like James Harden might be
Luka would be the only other option.
and they kind of play a version of
Give
that.
me Steph.
Steph.
Take away Steph trying
I
to
think
win.
Steph too pass.
You said the system don't equate to nothing.
James Harden ain't winning it. Steve Nash ain't winning it.
Mm-hmm.
So just give me the numbers with Steph.
Yeah.
Or just a C's. I just want to see.
Luka was the first other person that came to mind because I was like, what other person could you really see like running that system? And Luka has the talent. Shea obviously is like just a crazy one-on-one, but I don't know. It takes somebody different to kind of play a 5 out the whole game.
Shea would be interesting. He doesn't get the volume of threes. Like James Harden was taking a lot of threes back then.
He
And
was.
like Shea would just be getting a bunch of twos. Like that's his bread and butter.
I mean, he gonna get a lot of M1s though too.
I think James Harden is such a great isolation player that it's not many people that can't. Because, like, they didn't win a championship, obviously. But they
Right.
had a couple 60-win seasons in
They
there.
did. They got
And I just
damn
don't
close.
think most people Like, I don't know how many people can actually run that and still be at least regular season
The
successful.
durability too.
Yeah.
Iron Man.
And you had to be the playmaker with James Harden. Like James Harden was one of the best passers in the league. So like that's hard to duplicate too. Like
That's
Shea
tough.
doesn't have that. I mean, he's a good player, but he doesn't have James Harden type playmaking.
Right.
Yeah. You know who does it well? A greens only random point guard that we see on Pro-Am 6 times a day. Everybody play the same goddamn system. Point guard out, dribble. His homie's just sitting on the wing in the
I
corner
wonder if
waiting.
D'Antoni got his offense from Pro-Am. Because they love the D'Antoni offense on that game,
Oh
man.
man, it's so bad, so bad.
And when it ain't working is when it looks the worst.
Yeah. We got a bunch of news before we get into the main topic, which is X factors for this upcoming season. The first one, I think the most important one, Joel Embiid doesn't plan to play back-to-back games for the rest of his career. Like, I understood it for this season, right? Because he said that he was not out for accolades or anything like that this season. He's really saving his body for the postseason. But him saying that he probably won't do it ever again was just eye-opening. Even if that was the plan, I'm surprised he said it aloud.
Yeah. I seen that he also referenced Tim Duncan.
There it is. We're going to hold it down.
Oh, snap. You can't go in there for about 30, 45 minutes after that.
That was that little jog where you just parked your car and you know you gotta go, so you gotta run a little bit to the house.
He was just driving like this. We definitely need to just get a big ass thing of Tums for the studio
And water bottles.
Yeah, I keep
forgetting to get
I
it, too.
have a mini fridge ordered at Best Buy, but I haven't picked it up because I keep forgetting to go get the dolly. I got because I'm not carrying that shit to this place. The dolly's here. I'll go pick it up after today's episode. So next episode of Numbers on the Board, we will have Tums and we will have cold bottles of water. Book it. It's done finally.
And some snacks, right?
And well,
You might as well have a little snack table.
Okay, can you bring the snacks?
I could bring.
Okay.
Yeah, I could bring
All
the
right.
snacks.
Facts. All right, cool.
But I seen that he had.
You're not getting reimbursed for it either.
That's fine. I seen he had kind of referenced Tim Duncan, and we all know like he played for Popovich, and Popovich was like he didn't care if it was a nationally televised biggest game of the season and it was a back-to-back. He was sending his guys because he wanted to prolong him. So I see the whole point of it, but it
But that
is
was
still
also
crazy.
later in their careers. Joel's still in his
But
prime.
at this point, he's battled so many knee injuries,
he has.
and it's been such a big like detriment to his career that I think it's like, why would I wait 5 years down the road, especially if it's not even working right now?
Yeah.
Like if he was good, then I would see a problem with it. And they also got Paul George, so they have somebody else to lean on too if he's not playing.
Yeah, Joel Embiid is basically like 2 to 3 years older than whatever his age really is because of
all
the
the
injuries.
Also, I feel like in a way, wouldn't context matter here? Like, what if they go out and they blow a team out in the first half? He only got to play in the second half. He can't play in the next game. Like, I feel like that could be a situation where, like, he really didn't even play that much in the game. You played 20 minutes that night. Y'all spanked their ass. You ain't really had to play. I feel like he could still come out and play in the next. Like, certain back-to-backs, yeah. If you was with the war with Jokic and y'all had a career-close game and your body fatigued, yeah. Don't play the next night.
I think it's going to be the opposite too, where it's like they play the Pistons first night. He'll not play that game, and then they'll have to go against the Cavs the next game. Like, we'll rather take him in that game versus the Pistons.
Yeah, I don't think there's much of a rush for it. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know how good they are in the regular season if he's healthy. 31-8 is when him and Tyrese Maxey played together last season. That is like, I understand what you're saying, but him being ready for the regular season is just not that much of a priority for them anymore.
Yeah.
When we see his resume being first round exit, second round exit, it's like, damn, what do I have to do to get over that hump? And he goes into every playoff series with some type of ailment, and he believes and they believe, the medical staff think that this is probably best for his career and best for Philadelphia basketball. And luckily, they do have a Paul George now where it's like, we should be able to hold our own against most teams without Joel Embiid. Yeah, we probably won't be the 2 seed like we were when he was healthy last season, but it might be worth it at the end of the season now that we go into it with Joel Embiid being healthy. We've also seen this before, though, with some other players. Kawhi Leonard was like, I'm not going to play back-to-backs, and somehow he still ends up getting injured.
Yep.
So it's like, is it worth it? I'm going to say yes. It is just weird, though. He's only 30, man.
Yeah, I mean, I guess at some point with him constantly having these, you got to try something.
Yeah.
And I feel like this is one of those instances where they trying something. They do now have Andre Drummond, who I'm not saying is Joel Embiid, but Drummond's a very serviceable starting center if you need to put him in there. He'll go out there and get you a 20-20 game. And that'll come out there and pretty much, make up a little bit for what Joel Embiid does.
It might be just 20 rebounds.
You said what?
It might just be 20. I don't know if he getting the 20 points with it too all the time.
True,
but
not
20
all the time.
rebounds might be damn near guaranteed.
But 10 offensive boards, that's 10 layups.
Yeah. But you know what? A lot of offensive boards
might
is him
go
just tapping
slow.
himself. Boop, 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 boop. They go 7 boards, 1 possession. They also had Paul George hyperextend his knee last night against the Atlanta Hawks.
Yes.
And from all reports, it seems like it's going to be okay, but he is going through further testing like today, so hopefully it comes back clean. But that would just be the worst case scenario for everybody, really, because that's one of those teams like, oh my God, they could be one of the contenders in basketball. And if Joel Embiid is not playing back-to-backs and somehow Paul George misses any amount of time, it's just a complete loss. So hoping that Paul George's injury is not anything.
Yeah, I would hate for them to have to go into the start of the season not having Paul George already.
Yeah.
Like, it's so exciting to see that big three together that, like, for them to have to even wait a few weeks in order for us to get the first time and playing together, that's going to be deflating. But at least they do still have a healthy Maxey and a healthy Joel, so they'll be able to still be at the top of the East with that, too.
Maxey's disgusting, though. God, I think he's going to be so much better this season than last year. And that's saying a lot because he was great last season.
Oh, yeah.
Like
I was able to tell.
game-wise?
Just in points per game, overall impact. Like last year, let's see what his numbers. Was he like 24 and some change last season? 25-9 last season. Oh, my God.
No, he's disgusting.
What the hell?
25 and 9?
25.9. So 26 points per game.
Yeah.
Maybe I won't see it. You won't see like a real points per game increase, but I think
I
he's going to be
he was
even
really
better.
nasty last year.
I didn't realize it was 20. I don't know. The way the game has progressed, 26 is still crazy.
He got
but it's like-
opportunity on them back-to-backs. Get
No,
the points per game
That's
up.
a fact.
Hey, man, if he's still getting 20, but he like crazy efficient with it, that right there is improvement.
Yeah.
I think he's still an efficient scorer, though.
Oh, for sure. Yeah. I mean, last year he shot 37% from 3, and that's with himself creating threes more than the previous year where he had James Harden, 45% from the field, 20 shot attempts, and of course he won Most Improved Player even if he didn't deserve it. Next, after missing 2 straight NBA seasons, Chicago's Lonzo Ball is expected to make his return to basketball tomorrow versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. Also, Julius Randle's playing his first game tomorrow, so
Yes, he is.
put this on ESPN. please.
Lonzo is more important. But can I say something?
Yeah.
I can't. You told me some news the other day that really just bugged me about not being able to watch the Bulls games on YouTube TV.
Yeah.
Because I have to find other ways to watch it, and it's just not convenient.
It's definitely not convenient.
And I just don't understand. It had to be just a money thing, right?
So there's a whole new network for Chicago sports in general. So like, obviously the Bears are in a whole different spot, but like the Blackhawks, the White Sox, and then of course the Bulls are under the new network. I think it's called CHGO, I want to call it. And I think that they had poor planning because as of right now, they're still negotiating to try to get the things on like DirecTV, or I'm sorry, DirecTV is
So when
already
you
there.
said I had to watch it on satellite, that's the only thing right now?
Right now, it is on Antenna TV and DirecTV. So you can go get an antenna and set it up in the crib, and then you can watch Bulls games.
Yeah.
But like,
That's
I don't
just
think
doing
it'll
way
ever
too
really.
much.
It won't come to YouTube TV because it seems like those negotiations are over. They're still negotiating with like the Slings of the world and the Hulu. If you have Hulu, then you might
I
be
do
fine.
have Hulu.
I have Hulu.
But the
But
fact
even
that the
at that
season is next week and we don't have a contract is crazy.
Even at that point, like Hulu is such a I all my other basketball stuff, NBA.com or YouTube TV, because it's either nationally televised games
Or League Pass.
the League Pass. Used to be the Bulls games, but that's no more. Like having to go to another outlet is just
Well, this
it's
is not
just
even
annoying.
just a Bulls problem. Like, there are so many markets across basketball where you need an extra subscription service just to watch your sport. And it makes no sense. Like, Bally Sports was notorious for this. There's momentum out and with the Washington Wizards. The Denver Nuggets fans literally can't watch their team unless they pay an extra $20 a month to watch how many? 60 Denver Nuggets games because they're going to have 20 on national TV. So it's like, I don't know how we've got so far and greed has taken over so much that you're forcing fans. And again, you can go get an antenna and watch the Bulls very fine. But like Bally Sports are forcing people to get a whole new subscription service to watch their favorite team is crazy to me. We can't watch Cubs games. I haven't watched a Cubs game in forever unless it's on national TV because I'm not buying Bally Sports to watch the fucking Cubs. And that's how people feel in Indiana. That's how people feel in Denver. That's how they feel in Washington. So many of these markets. And it's
And that's crazy
greed.
because I mean this is just a small relative size, but like people in my stream complain about like $5 for a subscription is too crazy to like because they're in high school and they're in college or they're just too young. So young fans can barely watch their own team without having to pay a subscription.
Yeah, and they're forcing people to do the other method I'm not saying what the other method is.
We find ways.
I watched the Bulls last night. I'll tell you that much. I watched them. I'm gonna get an antenna though. I mean, that's the only real way.
Well, you also have a house. I have to.
No, not a satellite, and a literal like antenna that you attach.
Attached to the TV.
You can't get a satellite if you're getting direct, but like an antenna, you don't have to.
I don't put no damn antenna on a flat screen.
Yeah, I agree, but I'm not like. This is what's so crazy because I got an app named Real. Shout out to the Real Sports guys, and they give you updates about stuff. And I'm watching the game on my laptop, the Bulls game, and it's like Modest Buzelis 15 points. I look at my box score, he got 10. That's how far behind the damn service I'm using is. And I can't watch sports that way. I need to be there and live tweet and everything. So I'm going to go get a damn antenna, man. Go get an antenna if you want to watch the Bulls. But Lonzo's back tomorrow.
I'm so excited for that.
Capacity.
I don't know why, but he's one of the players where, like, how long has he been officially out for? Because it always feels like it's been like 3. It's been.
Hey, bro. Avery wasn't alive last time he played basketball.
I remember we argued maybe like a year.
James Harden, KD, and Kyrie were all 3 were on the Knicks.
We argued like a year or something ago about Lonzo playing because I was like, he ain't played in like 2-3 years. He's like, he just played last year.
Yeah. The one that like freaked me out is that the last time Lonzo Ball suited up, Sabonis was still on the Pacers.
Yes.
That's great. I feel like Sabonis has been a king for like 4 years now.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's cool to see Zoe back. They say he's on a minutes restriction, obviously.
Yeah.
He also won't play back-to-backs this season. Again, completely okay. I'm just happy to finally see Zoe. He's probably going to be awful. Let's be realistic. But I don't really care. In the air. I don't really care. I just want to see him play basketball again. It's been so long.
Yeah, I wonder what his confidence level is going into this game.
I don't know. I listened to the podcast. He's ready. At least it seemed like mentally he's ready.
I love that. I mean, you got to come into account. You got to still come in there feeling like you still that dude, and like you still somebody that's established in the league. Because like I feel like that's kind of hard to take away from a guy. Like I feel like everybody who felt like they was that dude in the league at one point, that feeling never goes away.
I was listening to some of the Bulls broadcasts, and Stacey King was preaching about Lonzo Ball. Like he was like, not only is he one of the best 3-point shooters for the Bulls, but he also was a person that found everybody in transition. Like he was preaching. I'm like, yeah, Stacey King, talk your stuff.
Lonzo's transition passing, man, it's one of the best in the league when he's healthy.
Yeah.
I just can't wait.
Zach LaVine now got somebody.
Did you also? Were you listening to the Bulls broadcast?
Yep.
Did you hear Stacey King talking about James Harden?
And to what sense?
He was saying
this from last night's game.
Yeah, he was talking about the other team. He was talking about James Harden or whatever. He's like the problems with I think Doc Rivers or whatever, and he's like, you got James Harden going out to the strip clubs and eating chicken tenders all the time. I was like, damn, he really going in on him.
That was crazy when I saw that one report that like when he was in Philly that when they stayed in certain cities, they would stay an extra day so that James Harden can go out that night.
That's crazy.
And I'm just like, that's crazy. Y'all really accommodated that man like that?
I'm not mad at it personally.
Why couldn't he just honestly just fly back on his own, though?
Yeah, no, he definitely could.
Like they didn't. I would not. If your team was telling you got to wait for this man so he can have a good like.
Oh no. If I was a teammate, I'd be pissed.
I'd fly home. I'd dead ass be like, man, I'm about to fly back.
I'm just gonna get a Delta ticket. Get the charter flight. I'll get on Delta.
Because dude want to go to Ruby Tuesday.
It's like, what is Tyrese Maxey doing in 37C?
Oh, James Harden's at Tootsie's.
No, that would have pissed me off.
Yeah, that really definitely pissed me off. But welcome back, Zoe. Excited to see what you got. The next one, Sacramento Kings star De'Aaron Fox is bypassing a 3-year, $165 million max extension this year. He and his representative, Rich Paul of Clutch Sports, told the league this positions the all-star guard for a larger deal in 2025. And that larger deal, if he makes All-NBA this season, y'all, 5 years, $345 million.
I can't wait for the day so somebody says like a near $100 million a year contract.
It's coming, bro.
The number just keeps getting bigger and bigger.
Bro, what's 345?
Wembanyama, Shea, Luka, like these younger superstars of basketball, they're going to be making $90 million annually in like 4 years.
That's $70 million a year.
That's crazy.
For De'Aaron Fox.
And listen, I'm a De'Aaron Fox guy. I bought his damn custom sneakers when they came out because I was that much of a fan, even if they were ass. Yeah. That is crazy for De'Aaron Fox.
That is crazy.
I hope he gets his bag.
I hope he does too.
For his family's sake, but that is a ridiculous amount of money for anybody, but
Hopefully
for
that
De'Aaron, it's
NBA
crazy.
money just keeps trickling down in the sport.
Right, so our contract look crazy in a couple of years.
But then, you got to pay them Cali taxes.
He does, but
Without,
like,
without living in LA.
Out of 70 million, I'm gonna be okay.
Yeah,
yeah,
facts.
exactly.
I'm still
He not
bringing home a
missing-
max
Yeah, you
contract.
still bring home like 35 mil.
I want him to make All NBA now. Now he has to be a top 15 player in basketball, which is hard to do.
Yeah, I do understand him taking the gamble. Why not? Like, we gonna get paid regardless.
Yes.
But like, shit, we can't pass up on an opportunity to get 70 mil a year.
Yeah, there's no world where he doesn't make this amount of money at the end of the season.
Could that influence more? Like, say De'Aaron Fox gets to the end of his contract and he's like, I didn't made all this money in my career. I have a chance. I could go on a minimum contract to this team.
No,
Do we see more of that?
No, I doubt it. At the end of the day, people want to get paid. You got to think about these people. Hey, welcome back, welcome back, welcome back.
I'm low key blue.
Oh,
It's a waste of time. False alarm.
false alarm.
False alarm, and it was the busiest I've seen a bathroom. Just my luck.
no, because you got to think about these dudes, and it's a crazy amount of money. But they have their literal profession is like a 10-year window in a lot of cases. So they're going to try to make as much money as they can. I mean, a lot of these dudes invest and they do other ventures. Everybody has a production company, all of that. But at the end of the day, they're playing careers, 10 to 15 years? It's crazy to ask a guy to be like, I'm going to take a minimum now. Not even, like James Harden is like, I want $30 million still.
Yeah, it would have to be a person that literally just felt like they really want to win.
LeBron is literally a billionaire. He said, I'll take a $3 million pay cut for Jonas Valanciunas. He still got his bag. You know what I'm saying?
It was 20 million.
Oh, okay. My fault.
He can afford to throw away 20 in.
And he still didn't do it, by the way, because
Well,
nothing
that's 'cause
happened.
they ain't
Nothing
get
happened. Yeah. And he said, well, if you're not going to use it, give it to me.
Then it's also the point that they don't make as much as like the numbers say.
Just 'cause of
It'll say,
taxes.
it'll say, man, he signed a $120
We just
million
said-
deal.
De'Aaron Fox, potentially, you said the average would be what?
365.
Like 70.
$69 million a year.
60, and even after taxes, he's probably taking home 30-something million,
But then he also got to pay Rich Paul.
which is like
That's-
2%.
That I think. Do and then they have something called a jock tax.
I would
jock
love a
tax
2%.
that I never knew about.
I think De'Aaron Fox actually tweeted about it once. Like he tweeted about, I think he said that sometimes
You're absolutely right.
He tweeted about the taxes thing, and somebody had and he said sometimes you get it back, but it's not guaranteed. Not like the job. One of the things that they get charged for in their taxes, he said that was some BS, but sometimes you do get it back or whatever. And I was like, oh,
I just remember Draymond Green complaining about the taxes. And it's like, brother, you're still taking home $14 million a year.
No, like, hey, I should have put that in there first. Yeah, they are still getting money.
Money.
$120 million. Chop that in half, it's still $60 million. But as somebody who looks at taxes as well, and I'm okay. It's just like human nature to look and say, I have $1 million.
For sure.
But then it's chopped up. And it's always going to be like, what could I have done if I didn't have to pay $500,000 in taxes?
yeah.
Because this is not me to say vote some way so you don't have, you know what I mean? Because that's a lot of people instantly be like, well, you know what you're sounding like. Nah, it's cool. It's just like human nature, though, is going to be like, man, when we did that HOH thing and we won, I forget how much money, but then the actual
slam
check
ball
came,
thing?
it was like, oh.
Yeah.
That check ain't as big.
Yeah.
A couple more pieces. If Draymond Green starts at the power forward, the only spot for Jonathan Kuminga would be able to play is the small forward. However, there is uncertainty from some coaches if the fourth-year player can comfortably fit at the 3 with this group.
Where's this coming from?
This is Andrews. And when he says some coaches, he's referring to people within the Warriors organization.
This is a fan question?
No. This is a piece of news.
Oh.
So that means Wiggins will be the 2 guard.
No, I think they're flipping between Wiggins starting and Kuminga starting. I firmly do believe the AirPods are starting in that backcourt with
Without
Stephen
a
Curry.
doubt.
So it's mostly like, we don't trust the spacing of Kuminga and Draymond and then a center, Kevon Looney or Trace Jackson-Davis. So instead, do we go with Wiggins, yada, yada, yada. That's one of the reasons why they hold up on this contract and everything, because they don't know what his fit is alongside Draymond. If Draymond is not running the 5, which Draymond said he'll play some 5, but he's not playing 5.
Right, that makes sense.
Yeah, no, Draymond's always been the type to always in the game at 5. He's never been the type to just fully play 5.
I mean, they did it a little bit last season, and those lineups were really, really
I
good.
think the question also, too, is are we getting the real Wiggins back?
Mm-hmm.
You know, if he's not shooting well at all, then you might as well run Kuminga out there.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully. You know
how much improvement of the jump shot Kuminga has developed.
He's got the ultimate green light, according to Steve Kerr, to let him fly.
It's looked like that in preseason, too. Andrew Wiggins has been dealing with off-court stuff that we finally know what it was with the passing of his father. So I'm hoping he has a bounce-back year. I give him a lot of slack, though. Like, losing a parent is not easy. I can't even relate to it or speak on it, but I would imagine that it can be easy. So I don't know. This is a very big year. When we get to our X Factors, they're going to come up for me.
Yeah,
So I'm not going to go too much into it, but they'll come up later.
Last piece of news. Khris Middleton doesn't believe that he is injury prone. I feel like for the most part, it's just, I don't want to say freak accidents, but just accidents. And I think when you say injury prone, that goes to how you take care of your body. And I take a lot of pride in taking care of my body since day one, and I've been here. So no, I don't think that I'm injury prone at all. I've just had some unfortunate incidents that have happened on the basketball court, which is in the wrong place, bad timing type of thing. So is Khris Middleton injury prone?
I appreciate and have a sincere feeling towards his statement, but I think his statement is why he would be called injury prone. I don't think anybody that we've labeled injury prone don't take care of their body or it was an accident. I don't think Derrick Rose wanted to do that to his knee every time. I don't think Joel Embiid wants to be hurt. Now, there are going to be some players that maybe not have taken care of their body and paid a price for it. But everybody that we think of as injury prone, I don't think it's because they don't take care of their body or that their injury wasn't an accident. I just think that when you constantly have injuries, whether it was accidental or on purpose, I don't know anybody that had an on-purpose injury, by the way. But I think it's always accidental.
Jonte Porter.
And you got me there, brother. Two effing Shay. You got me. Oh, man. You just threw me off with that one because you're absolutely correct. But, yeah, I mean, I hate the title. I mean, I can understand the frustration behind the title because, yeah, you're an NBA player who feel like you're dedicating your life and body to this game and doing everything you can. But that's the unfortunate part about injuries and kind of being injury prone is I literally don't think anybody that we give that title to wakes up and is like, hey, I hope I tear something today in my body. Like, nah, I think Embiid wants to play. I think Kawhi wants to play. I think Paul George wants to play. I think Middleton wants to play. I think D Rose wanted to play. But it's just when they pile up and it's nothing you can do about it, that's when the label comes because it's like you're doing everything and still your body is like, nah. And it's just unfortunate because, like I said, I feel for these guys because when you sit back and think about how much time you have to put into the craft to be an NBA player in general, it's a lot. But then when you go an NBA player like Middleton, who's been a champion, an all-star, a high-value player, he's putting in the extra. It already take 1,000 hours a day. I'm just talking out of my ass.
What's the saying? 100? Is it 100,000 hours?
100,000 hours. It already take that just to be noticed, just to go Division I. It takes another 100 to make it to the NBA. Then it takes another 100 to be an all-star. You know what I mean? So he's putting everything in his life, and so I get him. But I think that's why you're injured. Why you have the title of being injury prone, which I didn't know we gave him that title, but it makes sense.
I wasn't giving him that title, but I was looking at the game log.
That's literally what I'm looking at too. But I feel like it's the last 2 seasons.
Yeah, everything that, and then he had 1 year early in his career.
Yeah, it was early. He played 29 games, but like other than that, he's playing 82, 77, 62, 68, 66. He had another 82 game season. He had multiple 79 game seasons. So like, he is playing. It's just these last 2 seasons where they really needed him the most.
Both ankles is crazy though.
Yeah.
Super.
He just hasn't really been there.
Yeah.
Super.
Did he get waived by Detroit?
No, he was a part of the Branding Knight trade, I want to say. He was a throw into a trade. And then he turned into an all-star. What a finesse.
But yeah, Middleton, I don't – somebody's calling him injury prone.
Somebody is,
But
maybe it's just a social media narrative. That's really it.
Social media do that to you. I want to talk a little bit about preseason because it is happening. And like I mentioned, some of these starters are actually playing real minutes at this point in time. Yesterday, I watched 3 games. One of them was Bulls-Bucks. The Bulls didn't play anybody, but basically Josh Giddey and Modest was Ellis. That's why you watch. So I got no notes there. Grizzlies versus Pacers. Zach Edey, 23, 9, 1-1. Giving Miles Turner the goddamn work. Jacks the goddamn work.
Miles Turner looked little guarding him.
Yes, bro.
Oh, dude is literally looks like he's a my player on the court. Bro.
Now, this is a funny little story. So you know how I just ran to the bathroom? Do y'all remember when we did the draft combine, I had the same situation? I had to keep going to the bathroom. So I kept having to go back and forth that day because I had to use the bathroom, but the bathroom was going crazy because
everybody,
all of the media is there, the players are there. Every time I'm going, everything is filled up. So I end up going like the 5th time. And I'm like, oh, finally. And I got it to myself.
Mm-hmm.
So I finally finished using the bathroom, bro. And I walk out. I'm walking out of the stall to wash my hands. And it's Zach Edey walking in, ducking. He goes into a stall, and I wash my hands, and I'm getting my paper towel to leave. His head is above the stall. I'm like, oh, man. My mans can't even use the bathroom.
I be thinking about that for the super tall players like a Vic. Just regular day life got to be crazy.
Crazy,
bro.
Yeah. He can't even take a shit in peace.
Imagine
he looking over
the
you.
Plane, bro. Plane rides.
That wasn't me.
Suck.
Yeah, he kind of has to get a private.
You got to get a row. Yeah. You got to get a row to yourself, bro.
You ain't lying. Plane. I haven't thinking about it. Me and you be like, oh, I'm stiff.
But he had 23 and 9, and then maybe my favorite player in the league right now, Kawamura. Do y'all remember him from Team Japan from the Olympics?
No.
He hit the big shot. Well, one of the games they played against Canada, we were here filming, so we weren't really tuned in. It was on the screen, but we was obviously performing and stuff.
Oh, you ain't talking about the guard?
Yes, the little guard,
yeah,
bro.
Okay.
Him and Zach Edey been hooping together, man. And I'm hoping he make a roster because of that, bro. It's been fun to watch him. But also, Zach Edey being this good immediately, again, preseason or whatever, is a good sign for Memphis basketball.
It is. They didn't make my X factor, but he was gonna be it because it's if you get Zach Edey to be to exceed expectations, that team is
we be thinking the
crazy.
exact same, and we keep saying we're gonna get to it, but it is really interesting because he's one of the Memphis was one of those situations where they didn't really need a young guy, but they needed somebody to fill the hole, and they didn't really have many means to get it in terms of they were gonna trade something away and get it back. Zach Edey was a perfect fit for them in terms of let's try to get right back into the mix.
Mm-hmm.
He gives them a different option too. They didn't have to, from what we're seeing. They could dump it down to him sometimes, and he could really take advantage of his size. He's not somebody you can no one can really guard him because he's so damn big.
Mm-hmm.
So you're probably gonna have to send multiple bodies at him sometimes.
He was hitting 10-foot post hooks against the Bulls a couple nights ago.
Yeah.
I'm
that's his bread and butter. Nobody could stop.
Insane.
Yeah, nobody could really stop that in college, and probably won't be able to stop that in the NBA either.
Yeah.
That's like Vic.
A lot of us
a good matchup. Can't wait.
Draft people. We had our questions. If he is successful, I don't root for any player to fail, but I definitely wasn't a guy that was Edey, you must get Edey. I actually felt like they could have traded back and still got him. They was somebody. I'm why they take him so high? They probably could have got him later, but you always get your guy.
Mm-hmm.
But if he does his thing and he exceeds, he's going to be yet another player to kind of break the mold. Because we've gotten used to seeing guys like him, Luka Garza, who Drew Timmy, and it's they good in college, they not gonna be nothing in the NBA. Right. But now if Zach Edey break through, who knows? You might open up a door for these big dudes. Rocco isn't as old.
I'm just talking. Okay. He was in a 2K draft.
Yeah. Rocco isn't. He's a teenager still, I think. So
and now Jaleel Okafor got his workout. So hey.
Did he? I thought he got picked up by somebody
from the Pacers, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah, he actually got picked up.
He didn't play yesterday when I was watching, but
I don't know.
I remember he got a workout. I never saw if he got.
It might be one of them training camp deals.
Yeah,
them exhibit, whatever.
I don't want to act like he on the ride, but he got picked up by somebody.
Shout out to Jaleel.
Yeah, shout out to Jaleel. Yeah, y'all know that guy.
Yeah, I know Jaleel.
The next game that I watched yesterday was maybe the two worst teams in basketball fighting it out.
Oh man,
Brooklyn versus Washington, and Ben Simmons, man. Ben Simmons, man.
It's crazy to see the Wizards lost by that much.
Yeah.
It's a point of emphasis for him to put his head down and get to the rim 100%. When he could.
Because they gave him the ball every possession for the first.
If he plays like that, he will not finish the season in Brooklyn. Somebody would trade for him.
You think so? With $40 million guaranteed this year?
Well, last year, yep. Somebody would trade for him.
I would honestly, if he's playing like that, I would take back that bet we had where it was what's his season high gonna be, and I said 13.
He had 11 in this game.
He could definitely
in the first quarter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Cam Thomas looked like he was ready to shoot, bro.
He was.
Oh, that's
Like,
one
he
thing.
always
was
will
no
be.
hesitation.
Oh,
He took a 3 in transition. I'm like, you a bad dude.
There's one thing you never had to question. If Cam Thomas is ready to shoot the damn ball,
That's
he gonna
very-
shoot that damn ball.
Derek, that's very true.
Now, will he pass it? I don't know.
One assist last night. You know what I'm
He
saying?
definitely gonna
That's more
shoot.
than a season high last year. No, let me chill.
He gonna pass it to get it back.
Thanks.
I like Ben Simmons in that just like small ball center type of thing.
Yeah,
though.
the
Yeah, it
problem
gives him
is
a
Nicholas
different look.
Claxton plays for the team.
Yeah, true.
So he won't be really in that mode often. I don't know how much they can actually play together because
Yeah, no.
it'd just be tough for Ben to do his thing and Claxton do his thing. Now defensively, that would be kind of interesting.
That's true.
Because I thought Ben was really locked in yesterday defensively. It's like, oh,
Besides
okay,
the
he took
Kuzma
a,
play.
things happen.
Kuzma airballed that. That was
It
crazy.
don't count. It don't
Hey,
count. He
that-
didn't
Yeah,
get the
it
rim.
don't count at all.
Yeah, no, that fall no longer matters.
Nope.
I don't know. But he took a charge early in that game. He got a couple passing lanes ripped out of bounds for not a turnover, but
Yeah.
to stop the possession. I'm like, okay, Ben. do
They
your
could
part,
be they
man.
could be very disruptive defensively with Ben and Claxton on the court. Now, when you
Disruptive offensively, too.
Yeah, but also one way to negate that, play fast. Play with a little bit of up tempo plays. Don't let your offense get stagnant, and don't let the defense set in. Because once they set in, now y'all kind of
Real
kinda
quick, this
messed
another
up.
game, but Trae Young had made somebody fall yesterday, and he hit the shot, but they called it
called
offensive
yeah,
foul.
they
That
called
wasn't. Hey, Trae Young is about 5'11", 170. They can't call that no push off. He gave him a look quick.
He's strong though. He got a beard now.
The night before, we had some fireworks. National televised game. New York Knicks versus Minnesota Timberwolves back in the Garden. And Donte was at that free throw line. He was talking. P, I want your perspective as a fan of Donte and as a fan of the Knicks.
Perspective on what? Just him talking to them?
Mm-hmm.
I'm on Donte DiVincenzo's side. I think anybody who is a player with pride, nobody wants to be traded. Like nobody wants to be traded at all.
Yeah.
I've never seen one player that wants to be traded, and I know he had a career, and he had a career year too as well. So to be traded after the career year, the Nova boys, I know that to end the way that we ended. I hate doing this because I know Pacers, y'all made it, but we feel like we would have made it if we was healthy. And I know when you end like that, you want that chance to be able to run it back. So I know he feel a certain type of way, and even though he's not on the Knicks no more, I like that he feels some type of way. That shows that is why he was beloved in that 1 year by Knicks fans, because he, like he said, he wears his heart on his sleeve, and I think that's important for certain type of basketball players, and that's what makes him him. And shout out to the Timberwolves, man, because they that's now they guy.
Yeah. I mean, I honestly, from like on a lesser scale, I was just thought it was just basketball at the end of the day too. Like, especially at the free throw line, that's such a good opportunity like to talk your stuff and anything like that.
That's when it was basketball, but after the game, when
After
they
the
had to
game,
get
yeah.
separated, it was
Yeah.
where I was like,
Rick-
oh, this may be a little more.
And that's just me. Like when I was younger and whatever, like especially going to the wine. My mom used to be going to like the gym every other day, so I go with her, especially the weekend mornings or whatever. They have all them little basketball runs. Those was like grown men in there.
Yep.
But they used to be doing it for years or whatever.
Saturday
And I
morning.
see them literally about to go down and throw hands. But after they done playing, to be like, y'all still going to the barbecue? Like, that's just how it always is. So I always never looked at like stuff on the court. Really, like, you can tell when it's real animosity. Like, Draymond and Rudy, I see some animosity there.
sure.
But like, to me, it was more so like it just got into the heat of the moment. But they calling each other afterwards and saying like, what up,
I think Jalen Brunson, yeah. I don't know so much about Rick Brunson.
Yeah, the Rick Brunson one was a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was way different. And we got to chill like with Twitter. Like, shout out to Donte DiVincenzo for like telling us what he said. Because at the free throw line, Twitter was saying, he was like, thanks for the trade, Tibbs.
Right.
Or something like that.
And he was like, that's not what I said.
Yeah,
He's something about finishing at
Yeah,
the
he
rim or
said
something.
he said
I thought I couldn't
he
finish, right?
can't finish right or something like that too.
And like, once he said that, the lip reading was like, oh, that is what he said.
The last national televised game of that night, our boy Ryan Dunn, 20 points, 4
Man.
rebounds, 4 assists, 3 blocks, 2 steals, 6 of 11
Man.
from 3.
I've
Ain't
been
it
so happy with
crazy?
him.
Man.
He killed, like, everybody is calling Ryan Dunn like the steal. That's our guy.
Yeah.
That's our
It's our
guy.
boy.
I
That
feel
was
like
that game against the Nuggets, right?
Yep.
Yeah,
Yeah.
they was doing their thing in that game. They had like a nice little comeback in that third quarter. I was like, oh shit, they came
I've
in and had
seen
that
him.
ready to hoop.
I've seen him get the blocks and snatch the ball out of people's hands already. Now.
Oh yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that was the one thing I had no doubt about. That's why I was telling you. I told you that I think a year ago on 2K24 you drafted him, if I'm not mistaken.
I know.
Hey, no, people don't see this because we weren't filming. We interviewed him at the combine. He walks in the room. Pierre look at Mike and say, "Mike, who that is right there?" Put Mike on the spot, and Mike like, "Oh no, man, oh no."
He was like, "This Ryan Dunn." I was like, "Oh." But the funny thing is, because I had drafted him in our 2K league, and I ain't had no defender, and I seen he had good defense, so he's like my main primary defender. And
Hey, shout out to Mike because he did that right, and then he started to tune into him into real life. So if you introduce Mike to somebody, let it be through 2K, and then he'll start to follow through.
Jamarion Sharp.
See?
Yeah.
Right there,
I
he
saw him
making
get
some
2 blocks
noise.
the other
He was my
night.
starting center not too long ago.
That's crazy, by the way. That is great. But he can shoot, and he's big as hell.
Mike was surely starting him, but yeah.
But no, they say he made 12 total threes in 2 years in college.
He did, yeah.
And he had 6 in that one game.
And he told us at the combine, he was like, I'm going to be knocking it down. Like, he said that off camera. So I'm like, they saying your shot, bro. I know you're going to. Nah, I'm going to be knocking it down.
I mean, if he actually can, that opens up
He's
a
automatic.
bunch for the Suns, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, he going to have to start.
Sorry, Bradley.
Because the lineup is.
Yeah,
Right,
there's no
no.
way.
Oh, yeah,
for
he's
him to
not
start.
starting. I'm starting.
But small ball KD at the 5, they ran it a little bit.
Man,
Hey, I will say this. Also, too,
Yeah.
the Phoenix Suns, if this goes right, those 2 picks could, like, open
Mhm.
up something up for them.
Yeah, they drafted for the now, which is important for this type of team.
Yeah,
Both
no.
of those dudes could be rotational players from day one.
Yeah.
They kind of had no choice. You couldn't draft someone to try to develop them. You kind of had to go get somebody that.
The Bucks did it.
The Bucks did.
Yeah, but I think the Suns kind of they had a big investment in fucking Bradley Beal.
What would you call the
KD.
Bucks?
The Bucks do have a big investment. They did trade for Damian Lillard.
Yeah, I think you
so,
could do both.
Yeah, it's hard though.
It is
Tyler
hard. That's
Smith
why I
would be
thought
good
that
for
the
the
Bucks
Bucks.
would have gone ready now too, but they went a little bit of both, I guess.
Tyler Smith been
Tyler
looking
Smith,
nice.
yeah. He got that left stroke.
the Nuggets had Ryan Dunn for about 3 seconds. And they traded him
They
for
could use.
our other boy, Dayron Holmes, who
Dayron-
obviously
Dayron
can't
Holmes,
play this season.
Yeah, I
That's-
forgot.
Man, Dayron, man.
That was literally one of the saddest stories of the offseason.
Yeah,
Facts.
it sucked. That sucked.
I was so excited to see him play for the Nuggets, man.
But hey, they got Dario. Dario's looking fine so far through preseason. So, keep him on ice to next season.
Yeah.
But Uso, is that how you pronounce it?
Also,
Oso, he gonna be
Iguodala.
taking some Plumlee minutes for sure this season. Shout out to Mason Plumlee and all, but that brother can pass.
I don't know. Kendrick Perkins says he's a floor riser. He's a needle mover.
Who?
Mason Plumlee.
No, he didn't.
Yes, he did.
He said that Mason Plumlee,
Yeah,
backup center,
Yeah.
is a needle mover.
Yeah. Y'all didn't see that?
No.
He was talking about it on TV.
No.
I don't be watching TV.
Clearly.
Not that
I
channel.
don't either.
Not that TV show.
Yeah, it was on. Somebody had posted it online.
That's crazy to me. I don't think when I think needle mover
Like going to get damn near an all-star, right? Like
Yeah.
Mikal Bridges
or
moves the
all-star
needle.
impact type of dude is a needle mover. Needle mover is like, oh my God, we're at the finish line and we just need that one piece. That one piece ain't never Mason Plumlee. That one piece might be Alex Caruso if we talking role players, but
Yeah.
God,
I want the viewers to know my stomach ain't hurting no more. I'm just looking like this because now I'm thinking about Donte DiVincenzo.
just get the jersey, bro.
It won't hit.
I'm serious, bro. Like cheering for a guy that used to be on your team who's no longer your team. That shit hit, man. Like
Oh,
it
I'ma
could be
cheer
super
for him.
fun.
I
Oh
was
no,
cheer-
you will.
I was cheering for him before he was a Knick,
But I'm like watching the Sacramento Kings. Like, oh my God, DeMar DeRozan is not on my team. I love this dude again.
Hey, let
That's
me
how
say
it was
one
when it
thing.
was Lonzo and Caruso on the Bulls.
Let me say one thing about that.
Yeah.
Why does DeMar DeRozan like? He looked good in the jersey. Like he looked like he is a king.
Mhm.
Like that's gonna sound crazy, but some players you like. I got to get used to this. James Harden on the Clippers. I got to get used to this. This
Yeah.
is gonna be weird.
It's fitting him.
He
for real.
fit that like a glove. Like it was seamless.
I saw a bunch of Clippers fans arguing with each other on the timeline about Zach LaVine trades.
In what way?
And like some of them was like, yeah, let's do it. Because it will be Norm Powell, Terrence Mann, whatever's
hell
left
yeah.
of PJ
Definitely
Tucker.
do it. Definitely
Um,
do it.
And
Definitely do it, Clippers.
and after the Kawhi news, they like, we need another guy that can score.
Young Hollywood.
Some people's like, nah, though.
James
Like-
Harden and Zach LaVine on the court, that would just be so much damn offense.
Derrick Jones Jr. on your wing.
True.
Zubac.
Hell yeah.
Who else they got? Help me.
Chris Dunn on the backup.
Have y'all
Him
seen?
and Zach LaVine, Chris Dunn reunited? Come on, man. I might be a Clippers fan, dog.
Have y'all seen more of like the Clippers like actual arena and stuff like that?
Yeah, they played yesterday in it. Shit was empty.
Y'all saw James Harden step back?
I seen-
He did this.
They
No, he
have
didn't.
Yeah. He didn't do it like this. He was pointing to the ground. He did his three.
I
He
saw a
stepped back
clip
and
of
he did-
somebody in North Carolina doing that. Like actually Tar Heel.
Did y'all see his pass fake step back he did?
Yeah,
Yes.
yeah.
That was.
He
Yeah,
just be
yeah.
doing shit in the
Yeah.
preseason.
I think they have a section there where literally they said like, as the game's going on, you have to be standing in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then it's I don't know, but it looked crazy.
Y'all
I
tryna
seen
go this
somebody
year?
was
They have a
on-
couple places like
it
that.
made me want to go to it. They have the.
I know the
You know-
arena because I'm doing a Clippers rebuild. So stop talking to me like you should explain something.
I'd never seen it before, but they got
What's it
the whole
called?
thing, the Intuit Dome.
There you go. You was right.
But like the big board screen that's usually like in the middle, it's like all around on the edge.
Yeah, they he
Again.
did a 60 Steve Ballmer did a 60-minute thing where he walked around the arena and he was saying
Oh, I
like,
ain't
you know
see
what he said? You want to go see the bathrooms?
Hell
'Cause
yeah.
You know they got hella
Yeah.
toilets
Oh,
in
yeah.
there.
That's what I can't wait to go.
That's been your thing this episode.
Hell yeah.
But also he was saying that like they got the speakers or the microphones on the seats.
Yeah.
That you get prizes if you're the loudest person in your section. He said, "We're not listening to your conversations." That's like he made that a very
I
big
seen
point.
on I don't know if that directly correlates, but they was talking about
Ain't no way y'all not listening to the
You
conversation.
saying that.
Right, I wasn't even thinking that.
Yeah.
And then you said it.
they was asking if it was too loud because there was like people like Kyrie, they was kind of like asking about it and they was covering up their ears. So
Mhm.
still works.
We'll
Or
see.
work in progress.
Did y'all talk about Paul George?
We did. Well, we briefly talked about it.
Hyperextended knee, right?
Mm-hmm.
No time frame yet, so it's just gonna be messed up if he's not there for a few weeks.
I'm so happy that the NBA is a week away. I could kiss you on your shiny head.
Mm-hmm.
I feel the same way though, bro.
I'm so happy.
Next Tuesday, bro, nobody can tell me. I'm gonna be on cloud 9 all day, just ready for hoops.
that first day be so fun.
And who's playing on day number 1?
I'm gonna look
The
at it right
Lakers.
The
now.
Knicks, Celtics.
I was about to say, the Lakers play.
It's the Lakers and the Timberwolves.
Lakers,
and then-
Timberwolves, Knicks, Celtics.
That's 2 games right there, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
we
Lakers,
get-
Timberwolves.
Huh?
Yeah, Lakers Timberwolves.
Ooh! All right, they gonna beat the brakes off y'all ass.
No, they not.
Bro, did you see how Anthony Edwards was playing against us in that
Yeah, he had
preseason?
30.
They about to beat the brakes off
He
y'all
had 30 in
ass.
like 20-some minutes.
bro,
Yeah, he was
looked
hitting
really
threes
good.
like nothing.
He was going nuts.
I'm like,
Yeah,
what?
he came to his post-game interviews. I love playing with Donte. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's over with.
I mean,
Do you love playing with Julius?
You gonna see
Well,
tomorrow?
no, find out tomorrow. Yeah.
Oh, for real?
he said
Yeah.
he hasn't played with Julius yet. So
Yeah,
No,
Lonzo
I
Ball
was being
versus Julius
sarcastic.
Randle.
Yeah, Lonzo first time playing in 1,000 days.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So the last time he played, was Avery born when he played?
I literally said that when you were in the
The
bathroom.
last
She was
time
not
Lonzo
on- she
played, I
not
was
born.
still living with my mom.
That's crazy, man.
I was too.
was I too?
Were you dating Angie?
2 years. Bro,
Lonzo's injury
life
might,
has changed so
yeah.
much since
Lonzo's
Lonzo last
injury
played.
you might not have been dating Angie.
I don't even know. Did we have the mural in that last set 2 years
No,
ago?
No.
That's
This is not 2 years. 1,000 days is longer than 2 years.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I
it
guess
is.
yeah, it is. Damn.
2
I
years
didn't
is
might
like
have went
700
I didn't
days.
might have went through 2 to 3 girlfriends before Lonzo Ball.
Oh, you
got
just
the one now.
You just a ladies man, huh?
Right.
You just
That's just
pulling,
how long it's been.
bro. Just pulling him.
I'm trying to think. Hold
But he
up.
settled down now.
Yeah, he settled. He settled. No longer his player shit.
We didn't know Austin.
We didn't know Austin.
We literally
We
did
did
not
not
know
know
Austin.
Austin.
That's crazy. Austin was in high school.
Vince Carter was in the league.
Vince Carter's in the league.
Vince Carter was in the league.
Did we know
He's in the
Anwar?
Hall of Fame right
yeah,
now.
we did.
We knew Anwar. Okay.
Did y'all know in the Hall of Fame you declare what team you're going in as?
No,
'Cause I
did
just
not
found
know
that out because he said I'm going in as a Raptor, and that
Okay.
made people ask like when KD gets his inevitable Hall of Fame, is he going in as a Thunder? Is he going in as a Warrior?
He's going in as a Thunder.
I
think so?
I think so. Yeah,
Going in as a Thunder.
that's where he won MVP.
Because Bron is undoubtedly going in as a Cavs, hometown
Yes.
city and everything. And
How many of them are going in with 2 numbers? Like Cole. That 24-8 center.
Yeah,
that's
that's
hey,
funny.
hey,
LeBron will have both, I think.
he will. But nope. Wait, how? He didn't wear 6 with the Cavs.
Oh, true.
He didn't
True.
wear 23 with the Heat.
No, I was just thinking. Yeah, you're right.
Nobody do it like Cole, man.
I'm just thinking
Hey.
Bron will have both of his numbers retired by different organizations.
But
Yeah,
Jordan,
he will.
Jordan got his retired by an organization he never played for.
yeah,
That's
Miami.
Toronto. If Toronto don't do that and hang that man jersey
No,
up,
no
in the-
way. Because
Yeah,
then
they're
you
not doing it.
solidifying that he dominated. I mean, he did dominate, yo.
Yeah, Miami did it like he's the greatest.
It was like
Yeah.
it was
Now
more of
he
like a
bust our ass.
celebratory type
Right,
of thing.
yeah. Even though he was busting ass.
Who won
they
yesterday's
only-
baseball game?
The Yankees won the late night game.
Do the Raptors retire Kawhi's jersey?
No, absolutely not.
That's
tough.
I think
you might.
I think they.
You
He's
know
one
what?
of the top
Just 'cause
players
he-
in one
He
year.
won the
Yeah, I was gonna
only
say-
championship.
It'll be Vince. It'll be K-Lo. It'll be Compton, and it'll be Kawhi.
Yeah, I said that too, Shirley. I don't know. You're right. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. What
That
would you
one
do?
year
I
is
would
like
do it,
10 years of regular superstar.
Yeah.
Just 1 year. I probably would do it. Just because. I mean, why not? We're the
Yeah.
Toronto Raptors. It's not like we got a ton of
He's
retired
probably gonna
jerseys
get retired
anyway.
by the Spurs and the Raptors.
Yeah, I knew for sure the Spurs, but yeah, I mean,
Will
I
the
guess
Clippers
both.
retire his number?
No, hell no.
They
Hell
haven't done
no.
shit. They've done nothing but come up
Is
short.
you being for real?
I am being for real. He gave him a chance.
No,
Hell
fuck that
no.
chance.
So then Chris,
Bro,
so
you
then
don't-
Chris Paul
Chris
gets
Paul's
retired?
definitely
don't-
getting retired by the
Blake
Clippers.
You
Griffin
didn't see how
retired?
much
No,
you just
I don't think
pissed
so.
D-Mills off
Yeah, I
with
know,
that.
right? He said, fuck that chance. I think Chris Paul gets
The
his number
Collins was
retired.
cooking your ass too.
About what?
He contested, so he can't catch his BBL.
Oh, no, I'm still standing 10 toes down on my argument. 100%. Especially because I got the numbers to back it up now. In case that conversation comes back up,
I didn't
it's over
even.
with.
I don't even check the comments, but somebody tagged me like, "I agree with P." I'm like, "What did I?" Do? And then I watched the video. It was me telling Mike,
I'll just let him go. Yeah.
"Brook Lopez, get your ass down there and get some rebounds.
Keep doing your part, Brookie, bro.
3 rebounds, and you 7.
No, it's like 3 offensive rebounds. I misread it. He averages 5.7, which makes me. Here we go, doing it again. He's not a bad rebounder. Anybody that can average 3.7 offensive rebounds is not a bad rebounder.
He had 4 boards yesterday.
Who cares?
Me and Darrick and Mike.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't know y'all cared that much about preseason.
I don't, but it correlates to his regular season. I could go in his. I will go in his game log and see some games where I'm like, Brook Lopez, are you serious? Averaging 3 offensive rebounds or 3.8 is really, really good. We ain't, you know what I'm saying? We like Brook Lopez. We're not here to dogpile on him, but it just, he has some games where you look at that box score and a lot
So
of
y'all not watching basketball games now. Y'all box score
look,
watchers?
the first game of the season, he had 2 rebounds.
Y'all box score watcher?
With Brook Lopez, hell yeah.
Damn.
I ain't gonna lie.
They ain't your favorite player you was box score watcher last season?
No,
Oh, okay. Okay. I didn't know he was box
I was
score
at the
watchers.
arena. a few
Your
times.
ass was box score watching. You didn't know how many offensive rebounds he averaged before you went to his
Because in
basketball
my mind,
reference?
his rebounding is I've never cared enough about it.
I don't care enough about it either, but in the context of y'all conversation, I had to give an opinion, and for him to be 7 foot, he can't have games where he can do whatever.
He
He
can.
can do whatever he want to do. But 2 rebounds as a 7-footer, 1 rebound right here where he couldn't have played real minutes. Oh, he played 28 minutes and had 1 rebound.
Did they win those games?
with 2 points? No, they lost to the Pacers.
Good I said good baseball team.
That boy went.
Basketball club.
He went
basketball
1
club,
of
man.
7, 0 of 4 from 3 with 1 rebound.
All right, let's just go through his low lights then. Let's just go through all of them. Every bad Brook Lopez
No, it's
game.
just funny that game was pretty horrible. No, hey, I ain't no hater though. This other game he had against Washington,
Against Washington. Team
Hey,
won 7 games.
Brook
this year.
had 39 and 6 against Washington. This how Darrick was talking about Tatum. Whenever he not playing against the Pistons.
Hell no.
Hey, he had 27 and 9 against the Pacers in the playoffs.
How many times did he get over 10 rebounds in a game? If I had to take a guess, it would probably 7.
I want everybody to give a guess.
7.
For this season?
Yeah,
Or last
for the
season?
season.
2.
How many times he got over?
Yeah, 10 or more.
Oh, 10 or
Double
more?
digits.
So you said 8,
Yeah,
7.
And he said
2.
So
2 is-
1,
that would be
2,
crazy.
3, 4, 5, 6. 6.
So yeah, I was closest. It's the same thing with like the Zion thing. I remember Bill Simmons was shitting on Zion after the playing game because he didn't rebound. We know he can, and then he averaged 7 to 9 rebounds for a month.
What
straight.
doesn't Bill Simmons shit on out that isn't a
I'm just
Celtic?
saying, like, it's just a thing that like Brook Lopez don't rebound, but he can. It's just not in the cards.
The
for that
Zion
team.
and Brook is different because Brook is literally a 7-footer.
Zion's
That's all I'm
6'6".
That's
saying.
the main thing I think about.
He's
is
just 7 foot. That's all.
anybody.
I don't
we can
care.
we can remove Brook Lopez's name. Anybody who's 7 foot plus.
That plays that many minutes.
I
That's all
want them
we
to
saying.
go get more than.
For me, I think the concepts of the team
A
matters, but I
handful
agree
of
with y'all.
rebounds.
I was on Anthony Davis' ass a few years ago, back when Lonzo was probably playing.
We were just talking about that because I seen his stats. It was like 13, 12 boards. I'm like, he done came a long way.
You talking about Josh Hart supposed to out rebound. I almost
It's
choked
not,
you like
it's not too
Homer
many people that
Dubar.
out rebound Josh Hart nowadays, though.
Josh Hart played like 20 minutes and had 0 shots, and it was like 7 rebounds, 4 assists.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
Josh
supposed
Hart.
to out rebound Anthony Davis.
Hey, he out rebound Brook Lopez.
Damn, for sure.
that's-
I think
that's
Donte
for sure.
DiVincenzo is too.
When we get back from this break, we're going to get to our biggest X factors for this upcoming season.
Oh, I can't wait. I took the first half of the episode off for this.
Why should you bet with Caesars Sportsbook? 2 words, Caesars Rewards. Every bet brings you closer to the type of benefits only Caesars can offer. Hotel stays, VIP experiences, sports and concert tickets, and more. It's not just an app, it's an empire.
Biggest X factors, y'all.
I'll go ahead and start off with number 1.
Okay.
This is my top of the list one. The Suns' commitment to ball movement and just making that extra pass. Like, it's not more so an individual. This is more so like a concept with that team. And I think that if they can commit to this, it's just going to open up so much for the team. Like, when things get rough, I need Coach Bud to emphasize to them that we have to stick to what is going to make us, because they're going to go through some rough patches. And a lot of times you see things go through rough patches and they result to their old habits. We can't let that happen. We have to stay to what's good basketball, and that's not us getting stagnant and allowing the defense to play us in this way where they can just kind of like zone in and like make it hard for our ISO guys. Now, if you're moving the ball around and you're making the defense have to respect the Royce O'Neals, the Grayson Allens of the world, because they know they're going to get open shots and open looks, now you got open lanes for KD, Book, and Bradley Beal to operate with. So,
Do you think, and I like what you're saying, do you think there's ever a world where an opposing coach will respect Royce O'Neal and Grayson Allen because Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal are on the court?
no,
Or will you just be like, we're going to eliminate these stars, and if Royce
but-
O'Neal hits 6 threes, whatever?
But if they're all cutting past it and moving naturally as a basketball, you have to follow them. Like, you have to move around with them. If Grayson Allen and Royce O'Neal are moving and they're cutting to the basket and stuff, kind of got to go
I think
with
they
it.
was doing that last year.
Huh?
I think they was moving and cutting last year.
It wasn't as much movement as it is now. That ball is moving
I mean,
around
they had
damn
the worst
basketball.
fourth quarter offense in basketball behind the Pistons, the Trailblazers, all those really, really bad teams.
I agree with what you're saying. I think it's more important for like the star player, not for Royce O'Neal.
No, yeah. But I think moving the ball around makes it easier for those guys where they're just not standing there stagnant, just like,
So you're just saying buy into Bud Ball.
yeah, moving the ball around, making sure everybody's getting touches.
Because I still agree with KB. I don't care how much you're moving. Your assignment is always going to be live with Royce O'Neal. It's
Yeah, no.
always going to be that.
But I just think it makes it easier.
I
for
understand
those
that. I
guys.
understand it. We
Yeah.
understand that. We just going into that point.
Yeah.
I to be honest with you, it's a good X factor. I don't think it's gonna be that tough for them to buy into it because they're not like the Lakers where this is how Kevin Durant actually prefers to play basketball. He's not gonna fight against this at all. Bradley Beal, the best version of him
Was like a movement type
was
shooter.
this.
Yeah.
And Devin Booker is, again, they're not like there is no LeBron. And I'm not saying this to be negative to LeBron, but like I look at the Lakers and we have to ask, are the Lakers going to buy in? Because you have AD and Bron. Those are 2 guys that are a little different than what the Suns have, but because of the Suns have guys who can really, when you look at their offensive traits, one of the biggest ones is them being able to score without the basketball, all 3 of those guys, versus other teams where it's like sometimes you have a guy like Julius Randle is always a guy where it's like, how do we put Julius Randle in? Because Julius Randle is not a guy. If you have Julius Randle on that team and you're talking about can Julius buy into this free-flowing offense and he's going to be catching and moving, then you'll be like, yeah, but because they're 3 guys all thrive significantly without the basketball, I don't think it will be that difficult for them. I'm actually in belief that what we see in the preseason we'll see in the actual regular season.
Do y'all consider them contenders today?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think
I wouldn't say contender,
Today,
but
yeah.
I think they're a scary team for like out west. Like they have a chance to enter that.
Yeah. I had this conversation. In my mind, there are 6 contenders in basketball, 3 out east, 3 out west. I'm sorry. Boston, Philly, New York, Milwaukee is 7. And then out west, I got OKC, I have Dallas, and I had the Nuggets. And the Suns are the next team potentially up if this Bud Ball stuff can really change their
I
offense.
have to look at them that way. They had a really good year last year, and I think Bradley Beal convinced me. I watched this interview on Run Your Race with Theo Pinson, and he was like, man, I missed 30 games, and we still was the team that we was. And I'm like, damn, Bradley Beal missed 30 games.
But you know what?
Yeah.
The opposite of that is like Kevin Durant and Devin Booker were so damn healthy that it's like, obviously we want them to continue to stay healthy, but Kevin Durant just played his healthiest season since like 2019, I want to say.
But Kevin Durant, besides those freakish injuries that happened, he's been relatively healthy.
Freakish injury. We just talking about Khris Middleton's freakish injuries. So like, should be happening, man.
Hey, but Khris Middleton had no freak injury like KD.
He tore his Achilles.
Yeah.
And he had that bones fracture in his foot early in his career.
Yeah.
But like that but once all that was, other than those, he's been pretty healthy.
I mean, last year they traded for him and then he played 8 games because he got injured again. So,
damn.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a thing since he's come back.
Yeah.
And shout out to him for playing, 71, 72 last year? It was a good amount. But that scares me a little bit, the overall health. Because if Devin or Kevin are like out, this team is not even close to their ceiling, obviously, because those two dudes are top 10 in the league, basically. But they're a team that's so close to me. I don't have them as of today, but they could definitely jump up to that contender.
They did everything I needed to see them do after last year's exit being swept. They went out and not only got a point guard, they got a backup point guard. They brought back Grayson Allen. They brought back Royce O'Neal. They drafted really well with 2 guys who I think they don't have to be in a rotation now, but at some point through the course of the season, they are 2 guys that I could see inching themselves in.
Sticking on the Suns, I actually had 2 rookie X factors, and Ryan Dunn is one of them just because he fills the hole of what the Suns kind of need. Like, they needed another large wing defender, probably not named Royce O'Neal, or I guess like Josh Okogie or something like that. Like, he's a large wing, he's like 6'7", large wingspan, and I think him shooting the 3-ball, he might have to get into the lineup. Like, he might be a must in the rotation if he's shooting the 3-ball. And not crazy as to where he's hitting 5 threes a game, but like, if he can shoot 35 or at least a little bit around or above league average.
If he shoot 35%, start that man. It's a blessing.
Because, like, you already have so much offense. Like, I'm a firm believer, like, you got to balance it out and have somebody that might not be willing to take 20 or, like.
I've had this conversation with Suns fans all, like.
With the Bradley Beal coming off the bench.
So that's the thing. They don't have wiggle room to adjust their starting lineup. Yeah. They promised Tyus Jones that he was going to be the starting point guard. That's not them. Obviously, Kevin Durant and Devin Booker. And Bradley Beal's making $50 million. Like, in our mind, it makes sense that maybe Bradley slides over to the bench, but that's just not the world of reality, I don't think, for that team. So, like, Ryan Dunn being in rotation is super huge. But, like, him, Royce O'Neal, even Grayson Allen, these dudes might not close out a ton of games, which is interesting. I mean, unless you say that Nurkic is not closing. Now we got Kevin at the 5 closing, which is a possibility. But these dudes, as good as they are and important as they can be, they have a ceiling in their importance because they might not close out games or even start games.
But I do think there's a world also where Grayson Allen closes game, but Tyus Jones doesn't. Like, you let Devin Booker, KD do primarily the ball handling late in games.
If that offense is flowing as good as you was just saying, as for your X factor, there's no way Tyus Jones.
I was gonna say you're going back
But
to
no,
last year.
They were the worst offensive
You're going back
team
to
in the
last
fourth
year.
quarter last year.
Going like that.
But I'm just thinking of matchup wise with Nurkic being able to. You don't want to have KD banging and defending big centers like Nurkic.
No, but why is Grayson Allen being in the lineup?
Because he's your best 3-point shooter.
So who are you sitting down? The guy who has this offense flowing that you just highlighted
But
as
I
an
think
X factor?
naturally the team can still do that without Tyus Jones being on the court.
I think it's possible.
I'm not saying it's impossible, but I think it's a reason they went out and got 2 guards.
No, I know, but I'm still saying that. I'm
to go out and invest and get 2 guards, one that starts, one that back up, to just close with either, when we're not playing either, would make me scratch my damn head.
Really?
Yeah.
It wouldn't make me scratch my head that much because I think Kevin Durant and Devin Booker are way capable of running the offense just fine.
Yeah, they thought that last year.
And that's what I was going. He took the words right out of my mouth.
Yeah, but I think now you have a whole different system of under Bud to where it's not strictly just ISO. Like, now you still have.
I guess. In the fourth quarter, I think it would go right back into that.
I know it's still the game would definitely go to a different route. But for the spacing wise, I would much rather have Grayson Allen in the game than Tyus Jones.
I think that they're definitely going to experiment with both throughout the first half of the regular
I
season.
really believe they're going to experiment with both. I really do. And looking at the way Coach Bud has played, I think a point guard is going to be on the floor. Name me a team where he has that offense and we just remove the guard.
But
I mean, the moment they traded Jeff Teague away, his team. I mean, that's not very fair because Al Horford also ended up on the second team. But, like, their offense fell from 3rd in the league to 20th in the league. But again, they were about to start their transition to a rebuild, so maybe that's not fair to talk about.
And again, I understand that he also has not coached a team that had Booker, Beal, and Durant.
That's exactly where I was about to go.
But last year, again, it was
Last year was a big adjustment period too. Like they were all figuring each other out. It wasn't a great year from Bradley Beal. Like it was cool, but it wasn't.
I think it's a lot to figure out when you have guys that are all that offensive talented, and you're trying to ask them to shoulder a little bit of both. I think that's why you double down and go get both of those point guards. Where it's like, let's put everybody in their natural thinking, playing ability. Bradley Beal, we're going to ask you to be Bradley Beal. We don't want you to be a combo guard. Be you. Booker, be you. Score, play, be a basketball player. Durant, you too. Versus, hey, now look, Booker, you can score, but also have to be a point guard. And he's not bad at that.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, for you to reach your fullest potential, you bring in this offense and you bring in these two steady guards who put everything into place. That's been my highlight of watching this offense, is that they have guards who putting everything into place and the offense is flowing. Now, to me, it's like we're taking that away for Grayson Allen's three-point shooting. Devin Booker and Bradley, they can shoot threes too.
Yeah, but
That's
I'm
a real
not
fair
more.
point.
It's not like it's the. I'm saying the last 5 minutes of the game. I'm not saying the rest of the game.
I'm talking about the last 5 minutes of the game is the most important to me.
Yes.
So I don't want to take away our brand of basketball that you just brought up as an X factor and throw it out the window for the last 5 minutes of the game. Because the last 5 minutes of the game, I want those guys to get in their shit.
Yeah.
You're going to have to get some isolation. It won't be this free-flowing, cutting,
wouldn't
passing.
having a three-point shooter like Grayson Allen on the court make that a lot easier for them?
Potentially, but it also make it a lot easier for them to be able to get in their shit and not to have to worry about being the point guard.
Mm.
Somebody have to be a point guard.
I think they're capable enough to do it.
We're gonna find. I'm not trying to say anything surefire. I'm just giving my opinion because neither one of us know shit until we see what's actually about to happen. Hey. But I would be very surprised or very disappointed if they did all of that and it's just like, hey, no.
I think the fair point was just that, like, Grayson Allen, as good as a shooter as he is, like, everybody else, because Devin Booker to Tyus Jones to KD to Bradley Beal, they all going to be able to shoot the ball and, like, willing shooters. So, I mean, like, you are taking away a little bit of something just for that little bit of shooting.
Yeah. Yeah, I get what Mike's saying. Because it ain't like you got
Tyus Jones just won't shoot the ball or nothing like that.
I don't know. Tyus Jones' dads don't be shooting.
Or it ain't like you got like non-shooters. You're like, hey, we got Zion and Giannis out there.
Hey, Nurkic is going to be shooting. Your boy is going to be stretching that flow nowadays. So
he was working on it all offseason.
Yeah, he was.
Miss me with that shit.
This is a break in the conversation, but I think it's interesting. The NBA is introducing multi-view on the NBA app, allowing fans to watch up to 4 games at once on League Pass, which is something we've had before.
Can I do this in my bedroom?
Yes, it's now on television and not being on your computer.
Really?
That's
so
that
changes the game, bro.
Yeah,
that changes the game for me.
I might not be in Discord.
You tell me I could put it because my monitor's I have a 27-inch monitor that I'm watching 4 games on. I could be on the big screen.
Oh, that's decent.
Come on, NBA.
Because I never really liked doing it on a monitor because it was so damn little.
Yes.
But like now,
You do not be on that monitor.
like 60 inches, I think, something like that.
That's it.
No, I might have to get a TV for my office. All I got is 2 monitors.
I got it. Yeah, bro.
I got mine right above, so it's nice.
I like your setup, Mike. I like your setup.
Your shit decent.
Yeah.
My landlord be trying to mount my shit for me. I don't be wanting to call, bro. He too cool. I'm gonna have to figure out something to sit my shit on.
With the basement, with the force. Oh yeah, this is about to be legendary.
You might as well put a little bar down there.
Oh, my sister just came. She moved out. Shout out to my baby sis. She got her own place.
Ooh.
Tamir.
Oh boy.
No, not Maddie. Maddie's still in a sophomore high school. She just moved.
Oh, okay. I thought so.
But she moved, and I told you what she moved to, which is funny.
Yeah.
But
Hell yeah.
I gave her my couches from the basement, so now I can really be invested in my basement to get new couches and like actually put stuff on the wall.
That's my most excited
so on and
thing.
so
Whenever
forth.
I do end up getting a house, like I need my basement to be like a man cave.
Yeah, man, I can't wait. This is the season for it for me. So whenever y'all want to watch basketball on a random Wednesday, hit me up. We can watch it in the basement. We can put the 4 games on the big screen, the big screen.
You gonna get the pool table down there?
My sister asked me that.
Sound
too.
like we finna just have it every Wednesday.
Why not?
And
And then fire up a stream like Nightcap.
I was just finna say Wild Out Wednesday. Stream it.
One of my X factors. I don't have them in any particular order. Dereck Lively. I think there's a couple young players across basketball that got a lot on their shoulders. Dereck Lively's one of those ones.
That's why I'm glad I sat and thought about my list because I had Dereck Lively and I was like, is somebody else gonna bring this one up?
I thought about Dereck Lively.
Yeah, so I'm like, I ain't gonna bring it up.
Yeah, he obviously played phenomenal his rookie season, and with the investments that they made, him taking the next step is pretty important for them raising their overall ceiling. And again, they were in the finals last year, so they're already at a pretty high ceiling. But in order to like hit that next step, I think Dereck Lively has continued to progress. And so far through the preseason, I've been enjoying his game.
Yeah.
He hasn't been playing with Luka or Kyrie, so that nullifies him just a little bit. But his connection with Luka is extremely important. His defensive impact as a drop defender has to increase, and he was already pretty good in that anyway.
And he's also
because now they don't
good.
have.
He's also good in isolation too.
Oh, really?
He holds his own in isolation.
Oh, you mean defensively? Oh,
Yeah,
I'm thinking like he's got the ball. My fault. I'm tripping. I'm like, damn, was they really giving him the ball like that?
Really?
But I see what you're saying. Yeah. And now, because I am a believer that you can have an adequate defense without a point of attack stopper. That's great.
Yeah.
For sure.
And the Dallas Mavericks are about to start trying that. And he needs to have his best Rudy Gobert type of
They
season.
kind of did it last year. I mean, Derrick Jones Jr. was really good, but we ain't got to sit up here and act
Yeah,
like
no, he wasn't all
perfect.
defensive or
No,
anything.
Yeah, part of
Um,
their defense, especially in the playoffs, is just like we gonna let the non-shooters shoot the ball. Like we
They
gonna
had great
pack the paint,
rotations.
and
And
I thought that was like
yeah.
good rotation stuff like that.
I love pack the paint defense personally.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were the second best defense in basketball for the last 20 games in the season last year.
Yeah,
Gap defense is weird said.
They always had a good scheme.
Mm-hmm.
That scheme
Shout out to
just
J.
didn't work
Kidd.
against the Celtics.
And now they have two centers
Which
that it's
we-
interchangeable in that scheme.
We tried to tell you for weeks.
Yeah, he didn't listen. He had bought the hype, which is hard not to. They beat your favorite team, Minnesota Timberwolves, in the playoff series. So I understand why that transition, but that Celtics team won 65
Timberwolves
games.
is now his new favorite team.
Well, in that playoff, remember, he was Timberwolves
we
out
adding it to the list.
until they lost.
So Minnesota. We're going to Minnesota now.
Yeah. Do you feel that way about them this year with them trading Cat?
Nah.
No, not enough. I
All
I
right.
can't
I'm
wait
still-
to see Julius
I'm still
Randle.
a
bro.
big
cat
ant
guy.
A
Still
big cat guy.
ant guy.
Big cat guy. Cat defense. Cat defense.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, true. I forgot about that.
Cat defensive cat guy over here.
I'll throw out one of my X factors, James Harden. Kawhi is like one of the biggest question marks I feel like coming into the NBA, or this season at least. So like we don't know what we gonna get
Boy
from
brought
him.
the
How many
iPad
games.
out.
What happened?
I was letting the
Is
audio.
that a Kindle?
No, it's iPad.
I was
A
letting.
little ass iPad.
Why would I have a Kindle?
I was
I
letting-
just looked, the size of it was just.
I was letting the audio listeners know that you brought your iPad for this segment.
Oh, yeah,
And
yeah,
KB
yeah.
got his head cocked to the side like he.
Shout out to TIP.
But we just don't know what we gonna get from Kawhi.
What could the iPad possibly say on it?
It's got notes in it. Instead of writing on my phone, I just wrote on my iPad.
Okay, I'm listening.
But James Harden
It is little.
kind of holds like the near future of the Clippers in terms of like his play can determine if they're actually somewhat in the mix or not. In
Yeah.
terms of like trying to fighting for a playing spot.
What
or
would
anywhere.
that do for you if they were in the mix without Kawhi and it was just like
James Harden carrying the ship?
What would that do for you?
Honestly, that's a successful season for them because they don't have any other reason not to be.
That's
Yeah.
a successful season for him.
Yes.
Oh, for him? I think for the
Yes.
team.
He goes into the offseason, declines that player option, and somebody buys in on
Yes, that's exactly.
He got to kind of turn back the hands of time a little bit to do that.
Yeah.
But then other teams would be like, how well would this fit on my team? Like, do I want this?
that. I could see it happening, not to a high degree, but I could see them they probably, just being a solid
Yeah,
team
they're
and
gonna be
he
fine.
leading the charge. And it's just
Yeah.
like, damn, James Harden actually getting you
Nah, it's like
21 and
They the
9.
fourth seed halfway through the season.
Right.
He can't. Nah,
That's my
a
2K
difference.
series. Now, if that happened, I would be like, whoa. But in my 2K series, he has us in the second round of the playoffs.
Wow.
Yeah, man. I'm surprised you went with James Harden.
Me
I'm not
too.
mad at it.
I didn't even consider the Clippers. I just figured they would be
Hey,
bad,
they're-
real bad.
I look right past the Clippers for this
Same.
segment.
I was looking for teams that were really like
Towards the middle of the package.
towards in the middle, and I think I got a couple that's like at the top that like can they get over the hump type
Because
thing.
OKC owns a pick swap with them.
Yep.
So it's like if they have a successful season, like, phew, we didn't give up a top 10 pick to OKC again. Or again, not again, because what J-Dub was 12?
Yeah.
But yeah, who knows?
Or 13. I don't have mine in no order, but which way do I want to start this? I'm going to start with my last one. Wizards.
That's it?
No,
This is just Wizards.
This
whole
is the
team.
team.
Harry
I was-
Potter, X Factor.
I thought it was the
the
whole
way
team.
your reaction made me look at. I want to see everybody else's reaction. So the reason the Wizards as an organization is an X factor for me is because I feel like they're heading into a really good direction, and I like what they did. I wasn't a fan of them trading Denny on draft night, but I seeing where they took it, which is being able to get Sar, Bub, and Keyshawn George.
I
taking
really
a
like
bunch of different.
Keyshawn.
Me too. Taking a bunch of different chances. You still have Bilal. If they can develop these guys right, and they can have a year where they are as bad as they can be, if this team is able to get like a Cooper Flag, they are right back in the mix with a nice little rebuild.
Yeah.
It's not that because like 2 years ago, we was like, what are they doing?
Yeah.
They had Bradley Beal. They held on to him for dear life. They also did some other things that made us scratch our heads.
They traded for Porzingis.
Traded for Porzingis.
I remember where we were at. We were like, what the hell? We were in San Francisco when it happened.
Um,
We're like, what the hell?
Then they traded him for what?
I literally
Oh,
don't
he
remember.
signed. He signed. It was a sign-in trade or something. You don't even remember.
Or did they trade him away to the Mavericks when we were in San Francisco?
No, they got him from the Mavericks.
Oh, then yeah,
The
then
Knicks
he
traded
went
him
from
to them.
yeah. I just been being in that car on the way to the shoot, like what the hell?
I just feel like this year could really be a really good step for them in having like a really good rebuild because you still have Corey Kispert, who is going to have a nice market depending on how you play that. You still have Kyle Kuzma. Don't know why he's still on this roster, but he is. You have Brogdon.
Apparently.
You got Valanciunas. If you are able to develop these, because that's what it was. So they held on to Bradley Beal. It had us like, what the hell? Luckily, they still able to get something out of that.
Somehow they got out of that deal.
Yeah,
Shout out
because
to
we
them.
was like, what the hell? They drafted, which again at the time, but Johnny Davis
I seen him playing yesterday.
really.
Did you see him do anything?
Nothing that stood
Yeah.
out.
I watched him too.
He had an interesting comment. See, when he first came there, everybody was touching his shot. They didn't let him hoop. First 2 years, they had all these people messing with his shot. Like, and I never understand that with the NBA. It reminds me of music. It's like I'm Rich Vision. Darrick is bubbling. I want to sign you, and then I sign you, and I'm telling you everything to do. It's like, no, let me keep doing what I was doing that made you interested. Same thing with basketball.
Shout out to our team at Omaha because that's what they did with us.
Yeah, just let us continue to be us. But
You know how many points Johnny Davis had?
2.
On what shooting?
1 or 4.
0 for 4.
Oh, yeah,
He
2
had
for
2
3.
free throws. 0 for 3
I was
from
watching
3.
that game. I definitely saw him miss at
2
least
for
a
4
couple.
from the line too. So he shot 50%.
so yeah,
I like what you're saying though, because since Tommy Shepard has been gone, I feel like they've made some right decisions. Like Jonas Valanciunas being signed on a 3-year, $10 million a year deal is pretty damn good to flip later.
somebody
down the line.
buying in that.
Sadiq Bey's contract. He might not play this
Forgot
entire
all about
season.
Sadiq Bey. Yep.
It's like we got him in our back pocket because some contender might want Sadiq Bey one and give us a late first-round pick, whatever. Like, they've done some pretty cool stuff over there. The team is just fucking awful right now, but it makes sense for what they're trying to build. It's like we're going to invest in Bilal, Alex Sarr, and then the 2 other rookies that we drafted this year, and then hope that our 14% chance don't drop to 5 like the Pistons over the last 2 years.
Like, if you get Cooper Flag, they're now going into a situation where their future will be Cooper Flag.
Cooper
Alex?
Flag in Washington, D.C. I feel like there's some shirts you can make about
True.
a flag, raising the flag, and
God bless you,
I
man.
feel like there's something there.
Cooper Flag and his defensive upside potentially. Alex Sarr and his potential upside. You have Bilal and his defensive upside. You have Bub, and then you have George. That rebuild would be heading into a direction that's very encouraging, and that would probably be the most excited that Washington fan base could have been since drafting John Wall potentially.
Yeah, I watched the interview with their new guy. I keep forgetting his name. I forgot it like 3 different times. And he was talking about last season, and he was like, we were so much better in the second half of the season versus the first half. In the first half, they were 7-35, and in the second half, they were 8-31. So it's like, yeah, yes.
Y'all play less games.
Technically, you were better. But he also broke it down like some advanced stat I had never heard of before had the Wizards like top of the league at something. And I'm like, oh, okay. Now we really searching for shit.
That's why
I'm not an
stats be
analytic
so
guy.
misleading.
Analytics have a place, and they can tell you some things. But I feel like so many people do that where they search and it goes to the point of men lie, women lie, numbers don't. No, numbers will lie
Advanced
because the
stats
Wizards sucked at everything.
Advanced stats had Thaddeus Young next to LeBron and Magic Johnson.
No, that was actually counting stats.
What was the stat again?
It was like some disgusting where it's like 17 stats combined, but that was counting stats. Thaddeus Young is one of them ones. That's all I'm saying. But I feel you. I feel you. I'm like a combination of the two. I
love it.
Surface level analytics.
Yeah.
I like looking at shot quality. I like looking at, shot profile and stuff like that.
Uh-huh.
But I'm not going to be like, oh, yeah, because I literally just dropped the Wizards video an hour ago. I want looking at their stats like, that's the one I should talk about in today's episode. They sucked.
Yeah.
That's the stat. You suck at basketball right now. And that's okay.
Because it makes sense for where you at. But
Exactly.
like, yeah, it just gets. I like analytics too when they make sense and it's not being forced. But it's a lot of times where people are fans of a team or they're fans of a player and they're trying so hard to make something make sense that it's like, what can I find that's going to make this player be good at something or stand out in something
I want to do that video so
or
bad.
be in some percentile.
I just keep forgetting to do it.
It's like this dude shot 32% from the field. He shot 33% from three. But no, listen, guys, he had a really tough rookie season, but his VORP, when you look at just his VORP in the last 27 games, that's a small sample size, but it's something there that you can attach on. It gives me some type of hope.
That'd be their favorite thing. It'd be a 3-game, 4-game sample size. Small sample size.
That shit there.
Small sample size.
And it'd be like, on one half, I get it. You're a fan trying to convince yourself something.
You need some type of
But at the
bias,
same time, it'd be like, don't do that to yourself, man. Watch the game. When I turn on this film and you watching this, take away that VORP. Do you see anything that encourages you? No. Okay.
I'm trying to figure out I'm trying to remember what stat it was. So I think I put it in my notes. I'm just trying to find it.
I'll give my second one.
Oh, it was location, effective field goal percentage.
So where the player is shooting.
The way they say, if a team shot league average field goal percentage from each location, what would their effective field goal percentage be? This gives us a sense of the efficiency of a team's shot profile. It's
They
like
was taking really good shots.
the bitches was not going in.
They knew their strengths.
And they were top 5 in that the second half of the season, so he got something.
X factor for me, my other X factor. I'm gonna start turning up a notch a little bit. Khris Middleton, which is why I didn't want to talk about it too much at the beginning.
I think he's on my list too.
Khris Middleton is 33 years old. He has the 2 ankle procedures, and the Bucks can't be their fullest potential contending team without him. And they already don't have so much wiggle room. And he has 2 years left on his deal. Next year will be a player option for $34 million. He would pick that up. At the end of that contract, if you looked at it like, man, we could just try to wait it out, Damian Lillard would be 36 years old, making $58 million. The time is ticking for Bucks. The last 2 years, they had first-round exits. Obviously, we all know that's because of Giannis, but it still happened. I'm really concerned for this team because I have high hopes for them, and I think Giannis is going to have an incredible year. But again, I just don't think this team can be its true self without Middleton being what we saw in last year's playoffs, and they're only getting older. Brook Lopez is getting older, and it's just so many moving pieces. Bobby Portis is on a deal where he's making $12 million this year. Next year will be for what, $13, $14 million. He's going to decline that and go into the open market and make a lot more money. You got to start.
He's been taking pay cuts though.
Yeah.
He's not doing that again. He took a pay cut because they won a championship. Who taking a pay cut? And last 2 years we had a first round exit.
Fan favorite, they gonna have to pay that man.
He ain't taking no damn pay cut. You crazy as hell.
Yeah, my simplest thing is if Khris Middleton is not healthy, they're not contenders.
Yeah.
And if he is, then they're in that conversation.
That's kind of the same boat I was in. It's kind of hard to look at them. Your third option, especially when you talk about Khris Middleton, what he brings on the offensive side of the ball, it just gives you so much of a weapon. He's such a good catch and shoot. He's good off the dribble. The mid-range game is there. He's always great when you talk about closing out games. He had some amazing games with the Pacers where he was just offensively just on fire. Like Khris Middleton had them games where he was just like, hey, ain't nothing you can really do. The dude is that great of a shot creator the way you need that when they come to those moments.
That's a build you should make.
I would love to be a Khris Middleton.
Sources: the Steelers plan to give Russell Wilson first-team reps in practice this week.
What? Justin Fields is going.
Yeah. So
Did they lose this week?
they didn't lose this week? I thought they. Oh, they did. Oh,
So what are they doing?
he's 4-2.
That's crazy.
I have no idea.
I thought Justin was like doing. I thought it was
Y'all
fine.
seen that picture?
Oh, they did. Yeah, they
Of
killed
Andy Dalton and Bryce Young when he was like,
Yeah,
when you know you're
about
gonna
to
get your job back, and Bryce Young was smirking so hard on that bench.
One of my X factors for the next up and coming season was LaMelo Ball's ankles. If he can stay healthy,
I like that you're not giving players, but you're giving specific.
I had
Yeah.
LaMelo Ball. I had LaMelo, not his ankles, but just
Y'all
LaMelo.
crazy.
Talk through
but
it.
I just think that this could be like if he's healthy, I would love to see this leap of like maturity with his game, like being able to be that point guard that can come in and pick his times where he's doing certain things. Like he has a lot of weapons around him. We look at Brandon Miller, Nick Richards, Miles Bridges, Josh Green. Like, he has legitimate weapons around him.
I didn't know you know who Nick Richards was.
I'm surprised you
Mark
added him
Williams.
as a weapon. That's
Nick, hey, don't disrespect Nick Richards.
I'm just
now.
saying,
I
like,
like Nick Richards. He's,
Lob threat.
he's a cool basketball player.
No, but I'm just saying he has legitimate, like, real talent around
It's a
him right
team.
now. And, like, I think he could really come in and show a maturity where, like, he knows when it's time to facilitate throughout the game and when he knows it's time for him to get his own because other guys ain't really got it going. Or, like, maybe we really need to get Brandon Miller more involved in this game because he ain't really got enough shots yet. I think we could see a very big maturity leap from his game if he is healthy and he's on the court. That's what I would love to see from him.
I don't really think about him and like, well, I guess there's off the court. It's not like I'm with him off the court or whatever, but I think that's like more maturity. Like the stuff I hear him about, like him speeding out the garage or something like that, like when his kid's nearby. But like on the court, I kind of like the immaturity. Like that's what makes him LaMelo, like makes him fun, that he does like the crazy circus shots and just like all that other type of stuff. Like I like when he's playing that way.
Now, do you think the general manager of the team likes his point guard?
I mean, hey,
immature on the court?
when he's on the say that one more time.
Oh, you said you like that he's immature on the court.
Not necessarily immature, but it's just like he's very like there's not many restrictions to what he does. Like it's not like he's listening to like, man, I gotta run this set or I'm gonna get like he really plays like it's AAU ball out there sometimes. And I think
And you think that's
when he be at his best.
That shit
That is what he's bad is.
that don't get you to the promised land of where you want to be.
It's not like he plays bad. Like when he's running up and down the court and he's back in that like that high school type thing where he was just literally running back and forth. That's when they gonna get him running. He's got Miles Bridges, Brandon Miller. Those dudes want to run too. Nick Richards is an athletic center. Mark Williams is an athletic center.
No,
Let them boys run.
I don't think nobody disagreeing with that. I just think everybody up here understands that don't win you nothing. Because like there is going to be a time and a place where they have to play organized, structured half-court offense. There's not a team in the NBA who I don't think can thrive in a fast break. They're NBA players.
Yeah.
Like
I just don't want to see him. I don't want to see him as control. He got to be. He one of the players.
No,
you got to
I
let
need
him
to see
off the
control.
leash a little bit.
I need to see him control.
He got to be let off the leash a little bit.
No, that's bullshit.
that motherfucker never had a leash in his life.
Yeah, that sounds stupid.
I don't want to see him with no leash. That's just me.
I think that if LaMelo's healthy, this is a play-in team.
That's why I had him. Honestly, it's just his health.
Yeah.
Unless
Whenever
they
he
trade
does
Nick
play-
Richards to, was it the Lakers that were
Lakers?
interested? If they trade Nick Richards, then they're not a playing team anymore. Sorry. Not because Nick Richards is that dude, but it tells us the direction they're trying to go in. Because he's a real NBA player.
I
So if we're
wanna
trading him
see-
away for draft capital, they're not trying to win this year.
I want to see LaMelo be healthy, and I want to see them actually play basketball. We have seen, how many years has he been in the league?
This is year number 6.
He's never really had structure. So
It
what?
don't even feel like 6 years.
Yeah,
Because
because he
he's been
hadn't
hurt a
played in
lot.
2 years.
But it's like it's time to start seeing some shit
Yeah,
with this.
that's kind of what I was saying. Like that maturity, that learning how to be a real point
This is
guard
year number
in the
5.
NBA.
He's going to year
That-
number 5.
Okay.
That could be a big leap for this team.
But that's also the other thing. I think LaMelo is a real point guard in the NBA, and I think he's done a really good job. But I
Yeah.
want to see the actual team encompass
No.
that and not have the excuse of them being young. So let's just have fun and just do whatever.
It was that game managing part of being a point guard that I think is where he could really grow in.
I think the whole team needs to grow. But I've seen LaMelo Ball win them games.
Yes, I have too.
Yeah.
They were playing team his last healthy season.
Yeah.
He was 22 years old and made an all-star appearance. They were in the play-in.
LaMelo don't be running around after like no damn goofy. I just think the rest of the team needs to get to that point where it's like we're actually out here to win basketball games and not be like, oh, Miles Bridges, what the? That shit cool. Then they gonna
And
Yeah, I
part
like
of that
those
be
too,
feeling
though.
like it go out the window once like LaMelo do be going down with the injury. It'd be like, damn, what they doing now?
But they got a new coach who's not finna be with that nut shit. He coming from winning. He's
I
gonna
hope
win a
so.
win.
Yeah. I like
How
this
much
team.
you want him with no structure?
Not no
I
structure,
don't ever
but
want
just
you on
less
my
a
coaching
leash.
staff ever.
Yeah, I
ever.
don't know if we can.
Because I go with the damn he nice instead of that Vorp stuff.
And that's
Under
why
culture.
your teams always don't succeed when we doing runs because when you draft
he
them.
nice.
'Cause
You think that
young.
damn he nice shit works like in actual basketball?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it definitely does.
Give me some
So
examples.
that means you would never have like a dirty workhorse player on your team because
Can
he's
you
never
give
nice.
us some
He like
examples?
he won't.
That's not true. Just because you say damn he nice don't mean you can't no dirty work players. When we went to that what we go to the we went to the it might have been the thing downtown. Anyways, it was this one player that stuck out. This when we went to the JBA league. Remember we went to see
Yes.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Why are
there
we
was
bringing
one
this up?
player. There was one player that stuck out the most. He won because he was creating his shots. It's because that boy was hustling everywhere.
Okay.
But he don't fit his damn he nice though.
I think he does still too. Honestly,
Give me some examples that ain't in the JBA.
You talking about
Because that
damn he
also was,
nice.
what, 7 years ago?
And
LaMelo Ball was your height, and now he's 6'7".
I still be seeing that in my Snapchat memory sometimes.
Me too.
It pop up.
I need some damn he nice examples. What are we talking about?
Brandon Knight.
Nick Young.
All right.
Them type of
Next X Factor. You're proving our point.
Yeah, you could be on the coaching staff, but you're at the very bottom end of the coaching staff.
They always gonna come to me because I'm gonna be the cool coach.
Yeah,
You think out of all of us, you'd be the cool coach?
I think
Hell
he would.
yeah.
I think he would be too, because he's not going to tell them the truth. He's going to set a kid up for failure.
You don't
thinking
think
that
I'm
they
gonna tell them the truth?
No, that's why you're going to be the cool. The cool coach is the one who don't tell you the truth. Me, I'm not going to be the cool coach because I'm going to be the one to say that was a dumbass shot. You're going to be like, I see you make that in practice.
I would probably say something like, "No, listen, that was a decent shot. I would probably took that shot too."
Yeah. Oh, hell no.
Don't listen to him. It's crazy.
And yeah, you are going to be looked at as
We
a
going to
cool
put your
coach.
ass on the back row of the coaching staff.
And they all gonna come to me.
I don't ever want to be the cool coach. The cool coach don't even get taken serious.
They gonna be like, Coach P keeps saying I got big shoes on.
What?
You gonna be talking about them too much. They gonna come right to me.
What age are these kids, by the way?
High school kids.
Okay.
yeah.
We got the
I'm
freshman
keeping
level.
you away from my high school students. And that's smelling like Pat.
I bet you don't.
That's why you the
kids
cool
hooping,
coach.
though.
You out there supplying.
Nah, my kids gonna be hooping like KD. Off the pad.
Who's teaching them?
Who teaching
I
them?
guess he is.
No.
In his world, he is.
He just referenced Nick Young.
Nick Young got game.
You
got
gonna
to-
show them film of Nick Young running an offense?
Nah,
Let me say this, because if Nick Young was right here, I would definitely give him his flowers, because Nick Young do got game. But in what context of what we talking about is Nick Young suitable?
no, he wasn't no face of the franchise.
No. He don't need to be. But we talking about an example where damn he nice paid off, and you said Nick Young.
Because that's the type of players I'm thinking about when they say just damn he nice. Because you're not looking.
So you don't
You're
know
not
any
looking at the-
effective players that you could say, damn, he nice, that was effective and able to
I mean, you can say that
contribute to
about
win.
any top player.
No. We talking about the damn he nice motto. I'm going off what you saying.
I'm trying to figure out where you're trying to get me to go to. You want me to say like a
KB said, would you rather take damn he nice over like legitimate shit? And you said yeah. So I'm thinking you was going to say
I
somebody.
think there's. It depends on who it is though.
What is a top
Because
player
I think it could be both.
that you
I
would
think
say
it could be
damn he
both.
nice to?
Who is a top player that I say damn he nice? Shay.
He
Damn,
is
he
nice.
nice.
He is nice.
That's my
Yeah.
point.
Right.
That's a way better example than when you said Nick Young.
Nick Young's the first name that came to your mind.
that was crazy to me. Nick Young? You didn't even give yourself
You know
a
I'm
chance
bad
in the
example,
argument.
but I'm just picking. This just pick players I like, and I'm like, damn he
you
nice.
know I'm bad
'cause
at
nothing.
thinking, is what you just said.
No, I'm bad at picking the right player.
Okay.
Which is why I want you far away from my team.
You gonna be starting to do that shouldn't play.
Talk about
Who?
You say you bad at picking
talk about his
players.
accessories say it all, Pete. Starter.
He got a bag.
His bag is deep.
They zoning, KB. What we be doing against 2K? Oh, yeah, you get in the middle.
Another X factor. I also had Khris Middleton on my list. Another X factor I have
We just messing with you, babe.
is this is probably the simplest X factor, but I think I'm sure somebody else probably got him too. Alex Caruso. As far
I
as
didn't put him
a ceiling raiser for the OKC Thunder, I think Alex Caruso
I
deserves
had
to be
him and
here.
Hardenstein, but I actually did I write them down? I changed it.
It was some players that was just like, they don't even need to be. They gonna come hoop.
I'm gonna piggyback off of that though. I ended up taking that away because I felt like somebody's gonna have that, and I put Chet and J-Dub. And the reason I put Chet and J-Dub is bigger than this season. If those two guys take leaps like people are projecting, he over there gulping, ain't he?
He just drank a half a bottle of Fiji, and I didn't. Okay, yeah. Do you think? Do you think?
And making
Be
noises,
perched. Be
making noises though.
And does that ever bother y'all? I mean, not bother, but every time I look at Darrick, his mic is so much lower than the rest of ours. And I'm not saying it's a bad thing, but it's just, I don't know. We all are here with it, and his is there with it.
It has to be a bad thing.
I
Might hear
mean,
his
nobody's
stomach.
ever said anything about his audio being lower.
I think I just do a good job of projecting.
Maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
Grown man voice. Grown man voice.
But this is a future dynasty we talking about. If these
Mm-hmm.
dudes take these, so I put them down for that. That was pretty much it.
Another X factor I got was Marcus Smart for the Grizzlies, man.
Does he want to be there? I keep seeing like this.
I never felt like he was a real Grizzly.
Because
It
he's
may be
crazy.
because
He played
it's
20
last
games.
year.
Yeah,
He fit grit and grind type mentality, which is
Yeah.
crazy. But
He's Tony Allen.
Yeah.
Tony Allen started off with the Boston Celtics, ended up there.
I saw Grizzly fans saying like they don't know if Marcus Smart even want to be there. That's why I said that.
I mean, you always hear his name in trade rumors. Ever since he's got there, he's literally been in trade rumors.
Yeah, I saw a BR article that was like Lakers trade for Marcus Smart. I'm like,
Oh, but that would be.
Please don't. Please don't.
But I just think he's gonna have to come in. He has a big role to fill. They don't really have a true wing defender, so he essentially is gonna be the wing defender and some nights the guard defender. So he's gonna have to do both. Some nights he might be guarding Bron, and the next night he got to guard Steph Curry. So like that's gonna be kind of the job that he's gonna be given, unfortunately, because he is like a former DPOY guy. So like that's gonna be the responsibilities in it. But he's also gonna have to consistently knock down the 3-ball at a nice, comfortable rate to where defense is gonna respect him, and he's gonna have to do his thing off the ball as well. Also on the other end, he's gonna have to defend at a high level.
yeah. In my mind, their X factor is Zach Edey, just because it helps them keep the brand of basketball they played when they were good. When it was Steven Adams on the offensive glass and kicking it out, and it was a low turnover, a high pace. I think Zach Edey kind of can replicate some of that stuff, at least from what we've seen in the 3 games of preseason. But I ain't mad at Marcus Smart at all.
I had Zach Edey too. We talked about him a lot in the first half too. Like, I was really glad that they picked him up just because he kind of filled the void, and they didn't. I mean, he's a draft pick. You don't got to go out there and spend big money or have to trade anything away necessarily to go get him. And he looks like the same thing he was doing in college. He can kind of translate some of that to the NBA like right away.
Yeah.
And we know the Grizzlies going to be good. The question is we don't really know how good, but like if they have the extra punch of a Zach Edey and he's been playing effective, it's like, man, they really could still be a top 4, top 5 seed.
Yeah. It's unfortunate that Ja tweaked that ankle in that first game because we really got to see him and Zach Edey play, 4 minutes together realistically? But I'm curious to see what that continues to look like. But I like those.
I got Draymond Green as an X factor this season for the Warriors. They're going to need him on the court for just this season in general, especially after Klay's gone too. The Warriors missed the postseason last season, and honestly, Steph Curry's only getting older. So I think it's real necessary for them to try to be like the best they can in the regular season so they're not in a play-in type of spot like they are every year.
I feel you on that. I think it's going to be tough for them to get out of the play-in area. But they are able to get up to that 60. That would be one hell of a successful season for them. And that probably means Steph Curry's playing at an MVP level.
I'm really enjoying their preseason game, bro. I'm actually enjoying watching them. Not that I didn't before, but like there's been some fun
Kyle
games.
Anderson jump shot looks so smooth.
Yeah, it's kind of
Bro,
crazy.
that is crazy.
So crazy.
Like he one time pulled up and like it flows so beautifully. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah, slow mo, not so slow no more.
Hey,
Fast mo.
if one of my X factors was like the other offensive weapons around Steph Curry being aggressive and making it easier for him, essentially trying to, because he's gonna attract 2 defenders a lot of times on those dribble handoffs and everybody else is gonna be so easy for y'all. He's gonna attract so many eyes that y'all got to be aggressive and pick your spots and just.
He's gonna be spoon feeding, ain't he?
Yeah, essentially.
That's why my X factor was with the Warriors too. I had Jonathan Kuminga / Brandon Podziemski. I had them take a major step. Steph Curry needs something to be hopeful for in Golden State is what I wrote down. I get your point with Draymond being there because obviously they're better when he's on the floor. But I'm thinking about this season and a little bit after where like if don't nobody really do shit this year, like even if you don't want to keep Kuminga, like they talking with the contract stuff, he at least got to show something that make other teams want him to make some type of move. They don't have a lot of wiggle room. They're not going to be god-awful to be in a Cooper flag sweepstakes.
Yeah.
They don't have a bunch of money. I just don't know how many ways they could get better besides like AirPods and Kuminga or somebody taking big jumps and them being like, again, next season where it's like how it was this year with Lowry. Where it's like, do we trade in and try to make a move? But like somebody got to do something. This team has a clear ceiling. Y'all just said play in, and he said basically the 6th seed would be like
It's
a blessing.
basically however far Steph Curry will carry.
Exactly. And they need somebody to either take some steps up to complement him and be a better team or have a higher ceiling, or some guys that could get some value to where you can trade and go make a move to bring in somebody that can, kind of change the course.
Yeah, my next one, Evan Mobley. If Evan Mobley is the same player that he was last year, they're a good team. If he can take a step, they're a great team. It's just that simple.
I had his teammate, Darius Garland, and he had an unfortunate year last year dealing with a bunch of injuries, but he just never really got back into like the all-star Darius Garland we know he can kind of be. And I feel like if he's back at that level, especially going into like a postseason, that's what makes the Cavs scary. Not just Donovan Mitchell, but when it's that backcourt. We already know the front court is going to defend, but we need like an all-star level Darius Garland.
If he doesn't, what could a package of him and Jared Allen get you?
Bron.
I hope he has a
I'm
crazy
coming
season,
home.
so them conversations stop. And they're like, we can't trade Darius Garland.
What do you think is more important for the Cavs' overall success? Darius Garland getting back to All-Star or Evan Mobley becoming an All-Star?
Probably Evan Mobley, just because they have Donovan Mitchell still. And I think having an all-star front court player would just like, it kind of balances out. Because, I mean, as a guard, you can only have the ball so much, you know?
Yeah.
Especially with Donovan.
Darius Garland and Jared Allen, might get you Jimmy.
Hell no.
They can get you Jimmy Butler, especially on
They're not trading that for a year of Jimmy Butler.
I was gonna say, that's a lot for
But if
Jimmy
it's,
Butler. Bro.
Resign him. If he agrees to resign
You would do
him.
that trade?
If I get the commitment from Jimmy that he would want to resign him.
You doing that trade?
Yeah.
You're giving up Darius Garland and Jared Allen.
You know how quick the Heat would take that?
Especially if the Darius Garland thing ain't really working out. Yeah, I might as well go get an all-star level talent in Jimmy.
When has it not worked out? Because last year, they had a bunch of injuries, but they were still.
Yeah.
They won 49 games.
Yeah.
When they're playing together, it never really looks great.
Huh?
Garland and Donovan Mitchell never looks great when they're playing together, really.
Oh, that's news to me.
Here I am being the look it up. I think he's
I didn't think it was a
somewhat
crazy
right
one.
from
The
last
most
season.
times where I seen like,
But last season they all were hurt.
Most of the
So
time
how
when you
did they?
see like the guards doing their thing is when they're by themselves. When they're together, is always
we
Like,
seen that
it's
too with
kinda
Trae
like
Young
not-
and DeJounte though. Like
No,
it's just natural.
But I mean, they have a lot more success than the Hawks.
So here
They
it
do.
is.
They
And
do.
these only account for the games they played together. So when Darius Garland was out, the Donovan Mitchell minutes don't count. So when they've been in the lineup together, 750 minutes, net rating of a 4. And when it's just Donovan Mitchell, no Darius Garland, 500 minutes, 2 net rating. And when it's just Darius Garland, no Donovan Mitchell, 400 minutes, 3 net rating. When both of them are off the court, net rating of a negative 29. Just crazy. But the season before that, because the season before that, their first year together, if I'm not mistaken, their numbers together were ridiculous. So again, it's just hoping that Darius Garland
is healthy.
can be used to the place where he can be him and
because I
his face
thought
not
a lot
broken.
of
all
that time,
stuff.
like he was working his way back into like his regular form. Like
So-
he was having games where his legs was short and stuff like that.
The year before, this is their first year playing together, 1,400 minutes, net rating of an 8. And then when it was just Darius Garland, net rating of a 10. When it was just Donovan Mitchell, a net rating of a minus 2.8. So
I mean, there's cases where they're both like on the court, they're still really good.
Mhm.
So,
Because when they're not on the court,
I think the hope this season is just they get more reps, right? They're on the court together and not dealing with too many issues where it's like 4 games here, a couple games here.
and that the coach kind of shifts the mindset and the
And
offense.
my argument wasn't that they're the best backcourt in the world, but they went from a team that wasn't all of that to being a 50-win team, and then you won 49 games last year without both of them being relatively healthy. I didn't really feel like we gave them a chance. They've been healthy, and then you had the first year. Like, damn.
Yeah.
But yeah, to not be successful, to not look good, I would look at it how the Hawks was last year, where they didn't do shit. They didn't really do shit. They barely made. Did they even make the playoffs?
Yeah,
Yeah, they got swept by or did they steal one?
they took one, if I'm not
They
mistaken.
stole one. Yeah.
Wait, no. They
That
did
was
not
the
make it
Heat.
last year.
That was the
Heat
year
beat them.
before they
The Heat
stole
beat
one.
them.
The
Yep.
Heat stole one. Yeah.
So, yeah.
Because
Oh, yeah,
Trae
when
Young hit that
Trae-
game winner
yep,
in the
against the
playoffs
Celtics.
2 years ago.
Yeah, to me, that's like unsuccessful. But there's a world where I feel like they would say we could just be good with just Donovan in the backcourt and we can make a trade. My main argument against that, though, was that just Jimmy Butler at that age for the money he would want, I'm not giving up Darius Garland and Jared Allen for that. Not for a 36-year-old Jimmy Butler on a $50+ million, maybe $60 million contract. Hell no.
Would you just do Darius Garland?
Depending on where we were at. What is our position and what we look like?
Like 3rd or 4th seed in the East,
Without Jimmy Butler,
Yeah.
You might as well just stay.
I might stay. 3rd or 4th in the East
What about-
means
so if you 5th or 6th, you might.
I might have to start thinking about it.
Okay.
Because especially if you had like third or fourth, the teams above you is likely like the Celtics
what if you
or the
feel
Knicks.
like-
and you,
What if
Jimmy
you
Butler's
did
still
get
not
Jimmy
competing
Butler?
with them.
What does Jimmy Butler look like as well? Because for him to be available, Miami is seeing something that they say we don't want this shit at all.
Or he could just be hooping, and there's just like that weird thing where they don't feel like they're going to re-sign him either. So they're just trying to ship him at the deadline.
Yeah.
That could still be a thing.
Oh, you're talking about a deadline trade.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay. I don't know why I'm thinking of the offseason.
Oh, no. I'm thinking of the trade deadline.
Yeah, I'm definitely not doing it at the trade deadline. Because then I got to bring Jimmy in. I can't extend him. Nobody's even going to do it. Who does that? That we trade him and extend him immediately? No. So then I got to bring him in. He has half the season to get acclimated, and then we got to go into the playoffs to try to figure it out, and that's the only sample size I got. I'm probably keeping what the hell I got.
You could extend him. At least I think you can.
No, I'm
I don't know
saying
the logistics of
whether
it.
you can or not from that logistics.
I'm trying to rack my brains. It did happen relatively recently.
Who is doing that though? Are you trading for Jimmy Butler at the deadline at whatever age he is without seeing anything and saying, let's get it?
If they feel like that's the move that
DeMar got traded for and got extended before they played the game.
I mean, they could probably do it in the case of they feel like that's the piece that could put them over the hump to get the.
I don't know anybody who's doing that without seeing that. How many teams is doing like you're trading for a 35, 36-year-old and you're extending him before seeing how it even works with the team?
It's happened relatively recently, bro. I cannot think about who it was.
I just personally don't think the Cavaliers would do that.
I think that's way too much for Jimmy
Way
Butler at
too
this
much.
point.
And no, he's saying, what if you take away Allen and it's just Garland?
It's just Garland.
But I'm saying, I'm only talking on the extension side.
Yeah.
To acquire Jimmy Butler at the deadline and immediately extend him without seeing the success of the team or seeing anything, that would be crazy to me. At the age, let me make sure I'm Jimmy Butler.
35.
He's 35.
Yeah.
Okay. And the thing with him in Miami is the money. They can't come into an agreement with the money. So you would be paying him top dollar without seeing anything. Blind, Jimmy Butler. I just don't feel like the Cavs are that team in that position where they have to be that desperate.
And at
Steven
that point
Adams.
too, it's probably
Steven
not.
Adams did it?
Steven
You
Adams.
probably not in a position where you winning it this year with Jimmy too. So you probably just gonna have to add on another year on top of that. And at that point, you might as well just rock with DG, who's
Damn
going
near.
to get better, while Jimmy probably is gonna regress.
Damn near. And you have to think that Jimmy Butler has to want to be in Cleveland.
Yeah.
That's why I believe the Brooklyn rumors. Like everything that Jimmy's about, watching the little starting five show, the coffee shit, the off the court businesses, and him being active and around. Jimmy Butler is moving like a guy that y'all was talking about when I came back from the bathroom about guys marketing and having investments.
He just opened a business here in Chicago.
Did he?
Wasn't it Roquan? Didn't he open in Roquan?
Roquan Smith?
Yeah.
What is
I
it?
have no idea.
It's like a bar type restaurant type
Oh, okay.
restaurant. I think it was Roquan Smith, but I can't. It is a Bears player, but I think it's a former Bear, but I don't remember who
He
it was.
talking about Dickus.
No.
But I could definitely see Jimmy Butler in Brooklyn in that market, expanding Big Face Coffee, making a shit ton of money on
They
it.
said it is Roquan.
It is Roquan? Okay, I thought
What
so.
type? What type of business?
Let me look it up.
He says a bar or some shit.
It sound like he want to come back.
Wait, for real? He said that?
Yeah, that's exactly what he said.
Bro, you gullible.
But Jimmy, yeah, he is. But yeah, that's
He Daniel jumped out the seat for that one. It
If
says
the-
music venue
So it's
/
like-
restaurant.
Yeah. It's supposed to be like a good music vibes, bar type. Yeah. That sounds. I would actually go there.
I would
I
too.
wonder what the music gonna be like. Is it gonna be different music
You know,
every day?
Jimmy like country.
I'll go to, if you turn me up, turn me up.
Oh.
I ain't never heard a country song that was turning me up.
Out here in the dead in the
Truck. My truck.
We're out here and we're doing it up. It's me and Mike Hurd smoking on hay.
I don't even. It was a minute ago, but Twitch had that little rock concert or whatever, or country concert, and it was on Twitch. And I was telling you about the guy. I was like, "There's a big guy up here. He killing it." He was like,
Jelly
"Oh,
Roll."
That's what I was saying.
Yeah.
He was low key turning me up.
Yeah, Jelly Roll.
Is he count as country though?
He does count as country because I seen him at the
I
country
guess I do like some
awards.
country then.
But Jelly Roll also has a big hip hop
Yeah.
background.
Yeah, it don't feel that don't
So,
feel like country to me.
He was
At
definitely
least the
turning
songs
up
I've heard.
though.
Yeah. Shout out to him. I do remember that speech he gave.
Yeah.
When he won. Yeah, shout out to him.
Jelly Roll used to be with 3-6 Mafia. I'm so serious.
I know. It just
You dead ass?
No, he was.
I had no idea.
He got a rap background. He used to rap.
Oh.
That's why it's like when you say does he count as country, he does, but he comes from our culture too. So
No, it's just funny when you think about it. Like
I'm sure you could find an old Jelly Roll video of him rapping. He gonna be tatted up. He won't have the tats on his face and stuff, but he gonna have a low haircut and stuff too. White tee. I'm telling you gonna be able to find Jelly Roll rapping, boy. Stop playing with him.
Oh boy.
Jelly Roll the street.
Face tats such a crazy. I can imagine. I've gotten a tattoo on my wrist, and I just couldn't.
He yadded up. He's got one. He's yadded up though.
But I just couldn't imagine getting one on my face.
That's funny. I mean, you have to have a certain profession. I think,
our
in
homie
order to
Tyler-
That's
But
Jelly
no,
Roll with the braids.
I'm thinking of the pain too.
Our homie Tyler
Oh.
was talking about he was gonna get a face tat for the longest.
Jelly Roll
God
and
he
Lil
didn't.
White. Y'all remember Lil White?
No,
Dang, y'all ain't no hip hop heads, man.
Not at all.
He
I've
could
never
put
heard
just
of
Lil in
Lil
front of
White.
Lil
anything,
White?
and it's a
Yeah,
rap
little
name.
T-shirt.
Lil microphone.
Lil Mike Ball. That's literally your name.
Mike been here. What does
Yeah.
that even mean?
I don't even honestly know.
Okay.
did you
I
make
think
that
that's
up?
the best answer.
I like the name. I just don't know where it came
You know what name I laughed at yesterday when I was listening to a song?
Hmm.
It was All the Parties by Drake, and at the end they got the little dude, whatever, like he said his name, DJ Poopa Scooper. I was like, that's low-key a catchy name.
Hoopa Scooper sound crazy.
Do y'all have any other
DJ
X
Poopa
factors?
Scooper.
Yeah.
No,
DeMar
that was- I
DeRozan.
gave all 5 of mine already.
DeMar DeRozan. Kings are expensive. Not too much wiggle room. It could still be an odd team out in the West. And it would just be like, what would you do from there? You're not
They
trading
did just make the move to get rid of McDaniels. To open
Yeah,
up
I don't know
potentially
what
doing
that
something.
is going to be. People
Mhm.
speculating, could it be Bobby Portis? Because apparently they have like a $12.8 million trade
Trade
exception.
and then they got $15 million for Kevin Huerter to be traded potentially. You add the $8 million from Trey Lyles, you can get.
Is
you
that
can get
Jeremy
up there.
Grant?
Oh shit.
Maybe.
Jeremy Grant and Chris Murray?
Just get them together. Why not?
That would be crazy if they got Jeremy Grant.
Yeah.
I just looked at NBA salaries
To
and
come
looked
off
at
the bench?
12.8. But you said you ain't made all that money. Shit, you could go get him there.
Yeah, but you got Jeremy. Yeah, is Keegan not? Yeah.
You don't bench Keegan.
Yeah, nah.
You're not benching DeRozan. Maybe Jeremy Grant, Malik Monk is the best off the bench duo on basketball outside of Donte
Or
and
move
Nas.
it- Unless- slide everybody
Keegan,
up.
Yeah, Keegan moves up.
DeMario too.
You got to start Keon Ellis.
No.
You kind of
have
do.
to start Deion.
He's-
I mean, yeah,
if
but
you don't
Keegan
start him-
Murray, Keegan Murray's a very good defender though in his own right.
He ain't Keon Ellis.
I'm glad Keon Ellis got his respect. He getting his flowers and respect because he definitely be busting his ass on that court.
He do.
Keegan Murray had the Steph Curry assignment. He's doing his thing. He's solid. I mean, it's Steph Curry, but I think you still put
Yeah,
Keegan Murray on
KD.
guard.
When?
I
You
need
could-
you-
2 years
You
ago?
can still put
No,
Keegan
last
Murray
year.
on guard.
I need you to put some respect on Keegan Murray now.
I'm not saying Keegan Murray's bad,
No,
but I think Keon Ellis is the more impactful defensive player for the Kings because of the way he guards.
but
the
I
guards.
think offensively is fine.
Where are you talking? The Steph Curry assignment when in the
Last-
play-in game?
Last year.
Last year.
In the play-in?
No, he did it in the regular season too.
Yeah.
Oh.
He guarded him full court.
Because I just rewatched that play-in game because I was talking about how bad Klay Thompson was in it.
No,
And
yeah, he
Keegan
guarded
Murray's.
Keegan,
I mean,
Keegan
Keon
Murray
Ellis
guarded
was there.
Steph Curry full court.
Yeah. Like
You
I
don't-
think.
But again, KB don't be watching. He just
Oh.
box score.
Why was you?
watching.
What was you trying to talk about Klay Thompson for? About his
Because I was
performance
talking about the Mavericks offseason.
and how? I thought you
Well, he
was
was
talking about
bad
his
in that
game.
Talking
0 for
about last
10.
night, Mike?
Yeah, he went over
0 for
9.
yeah.
It was over 9.
But I was thinking, I was looking at I was watching Klay Thompson's defense specifically in that game. He's not a good defender anymore.
Klay Thompson had been that same defender since when
The injuries, literally.
No,
Literally.
Steph had
That's
pointed
it.
when Steph pointed. It was like, come in, and they had switched real quick.
Yeah.
It ain't never been the
He
same
ain't-
since about
Wait, you dumbing it down a lot for Steph. Steph was like,
Oh,
he ain't
yeah,
do no
no,
point. He was like-
yeah.
Klay Thompson ran over there.
That's how Kamari was one time y'all was playing. I forget. Kamari was like, why am I guarding him?
Yeah,
why
yeah,
am
I
I guarding
remember
him? Why am I on him?
Yeah, I remember that.
I'm like, Kamari, it's one possession. Y'all free tonight?
Yeah.
Because people was talking crazy in that chat about beating
They
our five,
was.
and I didn't really appreciate that.
Beating out 5.
Yeah.
Cut it out.
You
I got a couple more quick hitters of the X
go
Factors.
ahead.
Jalen Green, X factor for the Rockets if they're gonna end up being a play-in team / playoff team. He has to be
an X factor for himself if he won his bag.
true. And then for the long term, Franz Wagner, because the Orlando Magic at the point now they're too good to get another lottery pick, obviously.
Yep.
So they kind of need this inner development. We know who Paolo is and what he could be. Franz Wagner, we were very sure about what he could be, and then he had the rough-ish season. So them getting to the point where they want to be in contenders, like Paolo Banchero talks about, is a lot to do with Franz Wagner taking that next step.
I think
And that's not a this year thing. It's more like grand scheme Orlando Magic.
it's just a consistent 3-point shooting. I think everything else he does very good at. He's a very good all-around basketball player. It's just the shooting slump is where you look at it and say, this needs a lot of work. So if he fixes that, he's good.
Yeah. That's it. That's all my X factors. And then I added like
Tell us.
Maxey at the end because Joel won't play back-to-backs, but that's like, he might average 35 when Joel don't play.
Mm-hmm.
That's not bad. Maxey without Joel would be fun. Very fun
I
to
thought
watch.
that,
It was
and then I
fun.
watched last season.
Yeah, I was gonna say it was fun last season, but it was
But
also
he
they
has
kept
Paul
losing
George.
games.
But he has Paul George now.
Fingers crossed.
You keep doing this because me and you had this conversation. We was going back and forth about Maxey. You was saying something about without Joel Embiid, and we looked it up.
What was we saying?
I forgot, but you
ESPN dropped their
top 100.
the bottom half of their top 100, and Twitter's having a day.
Cade Cunningham at 67.
I seen the Timberwolves had everybody in their starting lineup in there.
Yeah.
What?
Huh?
Not the Timberwolves had 5 players. No, it was either a starting lineup, but they had all like 5 or 6
the
players
NBA
in the
was-
top 100.
No way.
Well, you
he-
just assume that Anthony Edwards is in the top 50, but like Donte DiVincenzo's
Oh, no,
on
Donte
there.
Dante
Jaden
DiVincenzo was in there.
Him
Mike
thought
Conley
that-
was still up
He's
there.
in the
Oh,
whole
he was
starting
in-
lineup.
I see what you're saying.
Oh, because Mike Conley was still up there. Dante was still up there. Julius was up there. Jade, like everybody was up
What
there.
about Rudy?
Know,
So
they,
Rudy-
they'll probably be higher, is what they saying.
Oh.
So you can just we can use our
Yeah.
common sense because me and you was tweaking.
I was assuming that they, for some reason, put Rudy down lower. Just-
This one viral tweet's got 4,000 likes in 1 hour. It's Cade Cunningham at 67, and then Dereck Lively at 56.
Damn.
Yeah, insane. Insane.
56.
Dereck Lively ain't better than Cade Cunningham.
Oh man. Josh Hart also higher than Cade Cunningham.
Whoa.
Is he higher than Dereck Lively?
No, he's lower than Dereck Lively though,
So he's not better than Dereck Lively.
but he's better than
With
Cade
Cade
Cunningham.
Cunningham.
They always find somebody to disrespect. I guess it's Cade Cunningham's turn.
Don't worry, he back this year. He got some shooters with him now.
I
Even
love
without shooters, though,
looking
he's
at
not.
these
He's
lists.
still getting his shit off without shooters. I don't even.
That
I don't
27
understand the
game
argument.
losing
Herb
streak
Jones 97 is hella disrespectful.
Whoa.
for an all NBA player or all defensive player. He was 90 something.
He's 97.
So that,
He was
I'm guessing
first team all
Caruso's down there
defense.
too, right?
Caruso's 50 something. Hey, not my list. Not my list at all.
Because how much better? Caruso's not that much better than Herb Jones.
If anything, he's,
They're like the
is
same.
Wiggins a better player than Herb Jones? Or is that
Wiggins?
disrespectful to Wiggins? For me
Andrew
to even
Wiggins,
ask
yeah.
that.
It depends what version of Wiggins. Yeah, Wiggins can be better than Herb Jones, significantly better, just because of offensively what he brings. And I still think Wiggins is still giving you.
Is Lou Dort better than Herb Jones? They got Lou Dort 11 spots higher than Herb Jones. Is he 11 spots better than Herb Jones? Am I missing something?
Mm-mm.
I literally think him, Caruso, and Dort are kind of like in the same range. But the fact that Caruso's at 50-something and Herb is at 97 is insane.
Brandon Pajimski is pretty high too, 78. And I like him a lot, but some of the names beneath him.
Where's Andrew Wiggins, according to
80, 90, he's 90.
So they're saying Brandon Pazemski is better than, I guess. I don't see that.
Zach LaVine, 74. Austin Reeves, 72.
Hey.
Klay Thompson, 71. In 2024, Klay Thompson a better basketball player than Zach LaVine? Just
No.
one player to player?
No.
I had a question to y'all.
That's crazy
Is
to
Lou
me.
Dort a better basketball player than Herb Jones?
No, I don't believe so.
No, I just think they're literally in the
They're
same,
similar,
Yeah.
but
No. Answer the question. Who is better between
Herb
the two?
Jones.
Herb Jones, yeah.
Okay. That's what I was asking. I know they kind of similar, but
This list is
how much better is Herb Jones?
insane.
Not much.
Not by a ton.
I'm thinking it's some offensive upside. You get a little bit more.
Yeah, it's not that much different. But them being 11 spots different on this list is
If I was
absurd.
picking between the two, I'm picking Herb Jones every day of the week, personally.
Not mad at it. Alex Caruso is at 59. Desmond Bain, 60.
They
He made him smack his
disrespecting.
lips.
They disrespecting.
Hey, Kobe White, 58. Okay, Cole.
Bro,
Yeah.
there's no way in hell Kobe White is better than Desmond Bain.
Yeah, that's the
Well,
one thing we can agree on, y'all.
There's no way Caruso's better than Desmond Bain.
For sure.
No, this list is insane, by the way. Yeah, Kobe White is higher than Kay Cunningham. This is an insane list, but that's part of it. It has to be insane in order to get people to talk. And here we are talking.
Mm-hmm.
KCP better than Kay Cunningham as a basketball player.
I just don't see how Desmond Bain isn't in the top 50.
It's number
They
60.
going straight off impact or something.
Listen.
Trying to figure out what they're going off of will give us a headache.
Yeah, for real.
The NBA rank is back for the 14th season. Counting down the best players in the league. Who will make the top 100? Where are the MVPs? We don't care about that. To get to the final rank position, we asked our expert panel to vote on a player versus player matchup with a possible 15,000 pairings. Voters were asked which player will be better for the 2024-2025 season, and they had to predict how each player will
So
perform.
they're projecting.
Bro, so that's
And
actually
projecting
insane
Cade
for
60
Cade.
something.
No, that makes it worse for Cade.
That's like if you're going to, last year they lost 28, 27
That's what
games in a row.
That's what I thought it was based off of.
But projecting,
Cade is a 6'7" point guard
yeah, projecting.
who's getting you 20 plus a night.
So I guess they're projecting Herb Jones' 3-point percentage of 42% be dramatically worse. Is that the projection? This is it's a tough one. It's definitely a tough one.
I can't wait to see Kyrie Newby.
Can we go back to when we just said they was talking crazy about our five, and he said, "Man, get the F out of here." Like, he be playing with our five?
Yeah, somebody asked about you yesterday. I was talking about our five, and I didn't mention you. And they said, damn, no love for D-Mill. I said, man, Darrick ain't played with us in like 4 or 5 nights. Like, willingly just like, nah, I watch Love is Blind.
But they don't know this. They don't know how it went, though. It went from a couple nights ago, he said, yeah, I'm be on tonight. Y'all playing tonight? I bet.
That was the wildest one.
And then it came out, he said, you know what? I'm not going to run. I'll be on tomorrow.
It was like 2 minutes later, too.
Yeah, it didn't take him long to figure that out.
I was laying on that couch and I was like, I'm good here.
The new couch.
Yeah,
Oh, how's it treating you?
amazing, comfy, nice and comfy. Once I got on it, I was just like, you know what?
Once I got on it, I was like, you know what?
That game don't sound too fun right now. This couch is hitting. So,
Yeah.
I mean,
Then tomorrow, 2 more episodes of Love Is Blind come out.
Yeah, I just I've been watching last 2
My girl
nights.
was telling me to watch it, so I could. She's like, "See, you can talk about it with D Mills." I'm like, "I'm good. I'm not. I don't like reality TV
I don't really
show.
either.
I don't like
It's-
reality.
That
shows.
shit good.
It is a good show.
But I don't think it's gonna be as good as last year.
Nah,
The
it
the
gets
bad
good.
the bad girl that they hyping this shit around like she's the one told me everything. The first 2 episodes, I'm like, oh, this is supposed to be the bad chick of the group, and I'm like, it's the Britney girl.
I do see
Oh,
how it could be
yeah.
like.
I'm like, she cute. I guess.
I think it could be more like better to. It's funner to talk about than to actually watch. Like from somebody on the outside looking in, because I don't really watch the show, but like my girl be watching. I'll kind of stand there for a second. I'll kind of look at it, and she was watching it with her friend. Her friend that came over, and they were watching it together. And I was just walking by, and she's like, her friend's like, yeah, you could tell they got a deep connection. His eyebrows are moving, and I was like, what the hell does that mean? His eyebrows move. Damn. It's like that's how because you could tell somebody's expression with their eyebrows and stuff
Angie
like
was
that.
tweeting about something yesterday, and I was like, yeah, I gotta lock
Hannah?
in.
Yeah, Hannah. She was tweeting about Hannah. But
I don't know
Brittany
what happened
girl,
with Hannah yet.
Brittany, she talks about her. She says that she's a trophy wife.
No,
That's-
that's what she want to be.
Yeah.
I'm not mad at that.
She doesn't-
What does that mean? Like a traditional stay at
She
home?
want to be at home. She want to be taken
But she
care
also
of.
says she can't cook or nothing.
It sounds like you just put your foot down.
You can't want to be a stay-at-home wife and ain't doing shit at home.
Oh, to me, that's what trophy wives are.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would say trophy wife is like, I don't do anything.
The
Oh.
highlight of a trophy wife is that she's bad as hell.
Yeah.
My wife is fine. She bad, and that's what I get to go home to every night and put through the box frame.
She ain't that bad.
Yeah, damn, the
My boy.
box.
She ain't that bad.
I ain't been able to do that yet.
My dog. That's what I was saying. Like
He said, I ain't been able to do that yet.
that's my. I agree with you, brother. I agree with you.
It says the status symbol for a husband, so it's like,
Yeah.
It also just means like you just a wealthy as hell too.
And she says that she used to date athletes and stuff, and that was trying to do something different, I guess.
But this is the thing about
Are the people in there rich, or are these just normal? Like
They're
one
normal
guy.
everything.
I don't,
Everything.
yeah. I don't know how she
Because
was dating athletes.
one of the most annoying things. I could see it.
Trophy wife just a better way of saying like a gold digger. The way she said it, it's like I'm just a
it's a
trophy
better
wife.
gold
You know what I'm
digger.
saying?
Yeah.
Because you understand, it's like a fair exchange. He wants so the guy that she's actually, from what I've seen, I can talk about it because Darrick is further than me. The dude she's actually getting a connection with, he so happens to be rich.
But
so
you know,
happens.
I hate him.
So
I hate him
happens.
too.
Bro.
That's why you my dog.
Yeah, hey,
That's why I think
hey.
all he talk about is
All he talking about is
That's all he
money.
fucking talking about.
But you know what he's saying? I don't want nobody to date me for my money.
Yes.
But you know what he always talking about?
His money.
My money. It don't
That
make
be the
sense,
stuff I'm
bro.
like-
But listen, he talking about the money to the hoes. I mean, to the girl, to the women. He talking about the money to the dudes. I mean, dudes that didn't care. That was a whole like 4 or 5 minute thing. He told his whole life said, "Yeah, man, I hate this business. I'm rich." And the dude like, "Oh, I just noticed that's a Rolex." I'm like, yeah. He try to come off like it's a humble thing, but he tells everybody that he talks to that he's rich, and how
Yes.
not only that he's rich, but how he got it and what he do.
How
and
rich are we talking? Like he's a millionaire or he's a
He's
multi-millionaire?
probably a multi-millionaire.
Okay.
He
sells
inherited.
art.
He
sell who?
inherited a
Art.
business.
Art.
He
Okay.
inherited a business from his family.
Oh, you can't flex that.
He flexing it every
Oh,
second he get.
man.
I heard the story about 4 times.
Old money
Yes.
can't be flexing money.
But
in my
you know what's
opinion.
crazy? If you're a man with money, you don't want nobody to date you for your money.
Don't talk about
Don't talk about the
That's
money.
his conversation. That's his conversational starter.
Yeah.
Is he a okay looking guy? Or is
No,
he- okay. Then that kind of makes sense then.
he ain't. He
He
not.
ain't ugly.
Is he like average looking? Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's average looking. I'm not trying to be mean, but he ain't getting no hoes.
So that's the way he gets it.
By how he his hoes flavor.
What's his
just ain't
name?
It. I don't know.
I think it's Leo.
yeah, Leo. Leo is it.
But if you want to be
His whole style just oh
he
man.
can literally just not talk about the money, bro.
He is like.
I just
That's
can't believe how
ridiculous.
pissed off D Mills
Yeah,
got when he
no.
said.
That's the
felt-
most passion I've
he
seen
be
you
I
have.
was
That
on this show.
hoping
money
Derek
like
was
it's
gonna
his
say.
damn job.
I was hoping he wasn't finna be up here like he like him. He
Nah.
get on my damn
He
nerves.
get on my nerves.
That's
What
all he talk
type of
about.
Rolex he got
He
on?
talked to the girls like this. It got a green face, don't it, or something? He
I
got some
can't
type of
see
dark
it.
face. But this how he be.
Oh my god.
Yeah, and you know, like one of my big insecurities is like this how he try to do it. He try to come off like one of my big insecurities, you know, like how do I say it? Like I'm rich and like
It's a day 40.
I'm rich and it's like, does the girl want me or does she want me because I'm filthy rich?
Hey, the filthy part. I mean, that Rolex is a $40,000 watch in a lot of cases.
And that's how he be talking.
Yeah. And
That's how he talk to everybody.
On the secondary market.
And he actually got like a sad story. Like he inherited the
Yeah.
business because everybody caught cancer and
Yeah.
died like back to back to back to back
Damn.
to back. But then he go off of that and get back to like, so yeah, and I inherited it and I'm rich with all of this money. I grew up well off. And yeah, I just want somebody who wants to actually be with me and not my money. So when he went into the thing with the girl who wanted to be the trophy wife, that conversation came up. And she like, how you feel about going 50-50? Here's his response. Yeah, I'm not really mad at 50-50, but here's the thing. Like, I'm rich. And so I don't really want to do 50-50 because I want to make sure that she's invested in something outside of me being rich. And it's like, brother, we fucking get it.
His name should be Rich, huh?
How rich do you have to be to consider yourself filthy rich?
I'm adding filthy rich, I think.
Oh, okay,
Right?
okay.
He ain't never say that.
When I think of
He
filthy rich,
said
I think
well
about
off.
Yeah,
like,
he says well off. Money isn't a problem. He don't
Like
have to think
swimming
about
in the
it.
money, like diving
that
into the
is.
money?
I was gonna say a bathtub full of money you could swim in, and that's
Yeah.
when I think of like you just doing shit.
You don't think you can
filthy
do
rich.
that? If you took out X amount of dollars from your account, you don't think you could fill up your bathtub?
Nah, because I'm thinking like
you
100
serious?
Yeah.
Oh, I think less than half my account could fill up my bathtub. Well, the bathtub in my house, 'cause I don't even have a
I'm thinking
bathtub.
about
I have a
mansion
sliding door
bathtub,
shower.
like, swimming in the money. Like, what's the name? What's the duck name? Scrooge.
I know what you're talking
But
about.
I'm thinking
just
that's
don't
what I
remember
think
the
about, like filthy rich.
Yeah.
He was literally swimming in like a pool full of money.
Yeah, nah, I agree with that. You said bathtub. I'm
see
like a
that.
bathtub.
I pray that you can get a bunch of ones out of your account and fill a bathtub, Michael.
Oh,
We need to set you up with a financial advisor.
you talking about one? That's what
Yeah.
I don't think ones in the bathtub make you filthy rich.
Okay,
I'm
don't
thinking
do ones.
100.
I could do.
I'm thinking straight.
You don't think you
hundreds.
could do the opposite with 100? How big is
I
your
could,
bathtub?
but I'm trying to explain to you what filthy rich is a crazy amount of money.
I
to
know.
Me.
I'm not saying
People
I'm
don't
filthy
walk around
rich. I'm
filthy
just
rich.
telling you that it's for you to think filthy rich is filling up a
He
bathtub.
asked me, what do you think about like how
And
much
I'm
money?
telling you, $100 worth of bills filling up your bathtub. If you can't do that, I agree with him. We need to set you with a financial advisor.
You
I think
missing
it
the
depends on
point.
how-
It wasn't about me. It's about what I think.
I wonder how much money does it take to fill a bathtub. I'm curious.
That's what I said. I never did it. I don't
Tubs
know.
are kind of long.
I
they're
never
deep.
did it either, Mike.
But I'm just curious.
saying, unless one of y'all have a gigantic tub, that's my point. I'm saying you should be able to do it.
Well,
I
good
probably
thing the
could.
internet exists, because somebody did the math.
Okay.
R/they did the math. Someone asked, how many $1 bills would it take to fill up a standard bathtub? And it might be slightly long, but here we go. I'm going to assume the average bathtub is about 100 gallons, which is what Google seems to think. And then they did the math here, yada, yada, yada. Basically, the answer is, in order to fill a bathtub, a typical bathtub, you need, in singles, 300,000, 300,
Yeah.
300,000, 3,500, $219.
I have a rainy day fund jar with like nothing but singles in it. Well, it's got other bills in it, but like a lot of singles in it.
I didn't think it was gonna be that much. in
Yeah,
singles.
that was-
I have-
That's
I was
I
gonna
have-
ask you. I
I have a jar that's a rainy day with over like it's got a couple hundred singles in it, and
Where's it?
and
at?
it's not even. I'm not gonna tell you under my mattress,
I
but
wanna
it's like
ask-
it's not even close to filling the jar, and it's just like a regular jar, and it's got a bunch of singles in it. I'm not even going back to that thing, but
No,
I'm
no,
trying to
for
put
sure.
it.
I'm trying
I'm trying to
so
put it in
it'd
like
take
perspective. Like
I'm trying to
filling
think
a
of
tub is
300K.
crazy.
I want to see how does that tub look?
And also, they just had the 300 gallons put in
They
there.
said the average tub is about 100 gallons. So
Let me see, 100-gallon tub.
it's probably just like your normal basic white.
So
tub you see in an
our
apartment.
tubs in our houses are 100 gallons.
Think because think about a gallon of milk. You think you'd fill all 100
Yeah.
of those with water and probably fill them up?
That's probably about.
You could
100
probably get to it, close to it, because a gallon of water ain't doing nothing to you.
No, it's not. But 100 made me feel like my shit would be overflowing.
Yeah.
But again, I don't have.
I don't know. You Google 100.
how many gallons of water do you think
100-gallon
you run through
tub,
in an
that's what
average
comes up.
shower?
My tub is bigger than that.
Yeah.
Oh, your tub
Can I
is bigger
see?
than that?
So like, what's the actual?
Oh,
what's-
sorry.
Yeah, I think my tub is bigger than that.
But
too.
this is like a backyard thing.
That's
you
what I'm
fill
saying.
up.
Like
this
100.
is not like a
Oh,
bathing
so
tub.
So it didn't pull up the actual like.
Like you can't fit. I don't think Darrick can fit in this. You're not taking a bath in that. That's
No, that's
small
like
as
one of those
shit.
things that they be doing ice baths in.
Yes. That's what this looks like to me. Yeah.
But your tub in your house. What
It's
you gotta
a-
think that's like shorter, but it's deep.
They say the average tub uses about 30 to 70 gallons of water, like when you take a bath.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
100. It sounded crazy. Now, 1 gallon of water ain't doing shit in a bathtub. But when I'm thinking about all of the bathtubs I've had in my life, because I haven't taken a bath in years. Because
Clip it.
I have a shower. Right. I have a shower. So it's like the bathtub in my house, that's in the second bathroom that I don't use. So I can't. But I'm thinking about the times I have taken baths.
Someone else got the same number though.
They don't feel
100?
like.
Yeah, everybody's using $100-gallon tub as the place to start in all of these posts.
300,000 singles is insane though.
They really that is way
Like,
more than I thought it was gonna be.
Hell yeah.
You don't even. I can't even imagine carrying
I
that to
didn't-
test that out.
I didn't think that it would have taken 15,000.
Yeah.
Did
I
you see
didn't- I didn't
that
either,
video where
honestly.
it's Mr. Beast and he kept running with like it was
The
how
backpack.
yeah it was like how much money could he still keep running with, and he got up to like he had like $200,000 and he's still trying to run with it on. All the comments are like, what park he running in?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, damn, that's. I mean,
He
that's-
should link
that's
up with
still
Josh
not-
H or do that in O Block.
That's still
Hey,
not
you a
filthy
fool.
rich. $300,000 is not filthy rich, but like that's well
No,
off.
it's not.
Yeah.
It's definitely well off if you just have that in the bank account. Way more than well off.
Yeah, it's
actually.
already taxed and everything.
Yeah, like if it's in your bank account, you're doing very, 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 very well for yourself. Or filthy rich, yeah, filthy rich is a.
Y'all
I
got me
think you
thinking
probably
about
gotta have.
bathtubs.
You probably
man.
gotta. Filthy rich is probably like 10 mil.
I'm not mad at 10 mil at the number.
Because like I think at that point you could
Is
probably
that filthy rich?
at some point, depending on your lifestyle, you could probably retire.
I
Yeah,
think it's a lot of
shit.
money.
Yeah, you could definitely try your
Filthy
10.
rich,
Yeah.
I think, is like them people that be owning sports teams.
You could just buy a Lamborghini.
I'm
and not think about
I'm
it.
thinking of the average life of like a normal American.
No,
I think $1 million.
average life of
I asked Selena
of an
yesterday.
American ain't
Elena was
filthy
telling me
rich.
yesterday she would quit her
No, but
job
like-
if she just got $1 million.
$1 million? I don't
She
think.
And I was like, I would still like, obviously,
100%
even if
go
I
to
wasn't here, like I would keep a job just because
Hell
like
yeah.
$1
I
million
need
is
some
not
shit.
lasting as long as she think
Yeah,
it is.
yeah. That's why I was
Yeah.
thinking like
The
10
taxes
mil,
alone, she got $500,000.
Yeah.
like 10 mil for depending on what your lifestyle. You can retire your job and.
Oh, you saying for an average person?
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't think that's filthy rich.
Because like your average person probably ain't gonna, if they're smart enough, ain't gonna go buy a fucking $5 million house with $10 million. At least I would hope not.
I mean, but like a house
But some
is still
people are
but that
dumb
don't-
enough to do
right,
that.
a house
but that's
is
the
still
point.
at least a 10 to 20% of that.
When
that
you
check.
have to think like
100%.
that,
Yeah.
I don't think you're filthy rich. I think people
Yeah.
who own the sports teams can go buy a $5 million house and not have to be like,
This is a summer house. We're
Yeah.
here for once.
I don't have to be like, man, what is that gonna look like? Because that you're filthy
Yeah.
rich. To where it's like you can make purchases like that and be like, oh yeah,
With $1 million, like if you got, let's say you got an entire $1 million paycheck into your account. You thinking about you got to probably buy a house,
Yep.
right?
That's the
Like,
number one thing.
What's the price of like a
To
$200,000-$300,000 house? I mean, closer to $300,000, I would say,
right.
to live in the suburbs of Chicago. The rest of that money, that's not enough to retire on.
real
No.
shit. I don't even know if I'm buying a house.
I might just with $1 million.
I would buy a house.
I don't think that's a smart investment to go buy $300,000.
What would you do? What would you think is a better investment?
I don't know.
The
I would
only,
have to probably
the only
research
reason
and
I
think
say I'm
about
not buying a house to y'all is because I mean eventually I have to buy a house.
Yeah.
But it's like a house is a lifestyle changer. With that
For sure.
$1 million, I don't want to do anything too significant that fast to change the entire course of my lifestyle.
So you'd probably just invest it for a couple years.
Try to
and-
figure out something I can
Yeah.
do to slowly
Increase it.
go into
See, in
that
my
life.
eyes, it
You
would
just
be,
wake up with $1 million and now you own a $300. I'm not ready for that. Out
In
of
my
the
eyes,
blue,
though, like-
furnishing it. You know what I'm saying? I got to get it inspected.
You
I
get
gotta-
some. I mean, like that's still gonna have all that value. If anything, it'd probably go up, especially where you get the house at.
Yeah, I mean the housing market is usually an investment in itself. Like
Yeah.
with the first house that I bought, we lived in it for 2 years, and then once we sold it, I made a good amount of money off of it. And I mean, I don't know what the market is now because we're not like looking for a house, but I think it's pretty safe, right, to invest in a house.
I would
for the
assume
long
so.
term? Yeah. Yeah, I don't know. Luckily, I'm not in the market right now.
But I'm also not saying you take the $1 million and blow it.
Yeah.
I'm just saying I would want to ease into being a homeowner. I think people
Yeah.
get these, like we do these false reality things all the time, hypotheticals, and people always jump to like these expensive ass things. And it's like I've always kind of trained myself to think if I, for whatever reason, fell into that I'm not blowing my money. And I'm not saying buying a house is blowing your money, but I'm also not thrusting myself into a position where I have to go buy a house.
If I ever had $1 million and I walked into the studio and I had just like all the Xana down, y'all got permission to slap me because it's just like that's when I think about just blowing shit just to blow it.
If you did that, I wouldn't slap you. I
I
mean,
would. He just gave me permission. I'm definitely doing it.
But again, that's the I
you
think
have
that,
$1
like,
million.
If you have
wanted
$1 million,
to do something like that once in your life, now if
Right.
you try to make that your everyday
that's what I
appearance,
mean.
then
Like
I'm
you
like, Mike,
adopting a different
relax.
lifestyle for that $1 million. Because
Yeah,
there's people
that's-
that have that lifestyle and they're, I'm talking about 8 figures to 9
Where did
figures
I
and they
just
doing
go?
that type of shit.
I went to RH. You can tell dude was rich. He was old and he had a bunch of designer on that didn't even match. He had like one of those expensive Gucci shirts.
That
He got
dude
the
be the-
print all over. He was this older, like swole dude. He had a Gucci shirt. I know it was expensive because it got the print all around it. And then he had what was his pants? His pants had like a brand on the back of them because he had a shirt tucked. And then he had like some designer shoes, like some Louis Vuitton shoes. I'm like, his wife probably younger than him, or he probably got some young kids who told his ass, we're going to Old
That's the way to
Brook,
go. Yeah.
and we're getting your ass some brands to
Some
throw on.
brands.
Because he didn't look like he gave two shits
Yeah.
about wearing a Gucci shirt. But it looked like somebody in his life was like, you need to
Kinda-
spice it up.
Mike got that Gucci
Belt.
That was like, damn, Mike in a whole nother tax bracket now. He didn't bought a
think
Gucci belt.
If any people that I'm around, like y'all, hypothetically got $1 million, I would encourage y'all to do something off the ledge to
It
like
should be be fun, but don't fuck
don't
it.
fuck up the
Yeah.
money. But
Yeah.
yeah, man,
Go on
hey,
a
man,
little
go
spree.
get you a nice watch. Go get them shoes you always wanted. You know what I'm saying? Like go
Upgrade
do
your
something.
car.
I
You got to
feel
look
like
at
I-
Lamborghini.
Yeah,
That's what
upgrade
I'm
your
doing. If
car.
I had that money, for one, like a house would probably be my number one priority. But after that, like if I had money to spend, I'm paying my car off. My mama got stuff she on her car. That's gone. Like, I would take care of my family. And
That's every time that question comes out, that's the first thing. It's like, I would love to just wipe any debt like my mom or dad or somebody got, wipe it out. Like, just doing that helps somebody's life. Just like, here, you got nobody else you owe.
My mama might probably cry if I told her you don't got to do your car no more. Like,
literally.
she's crying.
Yeah,
she's crying.
Literally.
Also said over 20 million is where you consider filthy rich. One day, boys, one day.
So once you do back to 19 million, y'all know the rest of the numbers. 1999.
Yeah.
If I had,
it's a little skit in The Simpsons about that.
What?
Where, like, Mr. Burns was known as a billionaire, then his money went down and they threw him over a fence to where all the millionaires were.
If I was when I'm filthy rich, it's going to be very funny to see how I am. Because I like a lot of nice shit. I love Rolexes and I like nice shit. But I also don't do nothing.
I would just have unnecessary shit.
Here, I have the Rolex. When is the last time you seen me with that shit?
You always think you forget about it.
Apple Watch for like a year now.
I
would do
nothing.
unnecessary ass shit. Like,
I would have like builds. I would have 2K builds.
Matter of fact, I'm building me a team. I'm a pay for your build and you're going to have your build exactly how I want it so you can sit in that corner.
Oh, yeah.
So you can sit in the corner.
We put people on salary to be available to play pro and when we want. Doing shit like that.
You know, Keemore was like, man, Mike, invest in this build. I said, if you do, you always got to be on my team if you're playing on that build.
That's exactly the type of shit.
And
they
you know, like, some people in the community be like, you paying me $15, $20 an hour to play 2K with you and sit in the corner. Some people is going to be like, I'm down for that, bro.
We see people do it for free all the time.
Hell yeah.
But yeah, that is the type of shit that I would be. My life would be like Mr. Deeds, because it's like I like nice shit, but at the same time, I don't like cars that much.
Mr.
Where I feel
Deeds
like I
was
need
in NYC in a big, like in a penthouse,
Yes.
a low key penthouse.
That's
like,
what I would like a penthouse over like a.
Whenever I like penthouse, but I'm also like, depends on it. Like when I see New York penthouses, I'm like, damn, those cost so much more than like the ones in Chicago, and I'm just like, wouldn't I rather just live in Chicago?
You take me as a suburban guy though.
Like
if everything was, you can just pick. You ain't got to think about finances or nothing. I think you would take suburbia versus city life.
But then I also look at those penthouses in the city, and I'd be like, ooh. I'd be like,
Amari Cooper got traded to the Bills.
Wide receiver trade there, but
I probably would do both.
I tried to trade.
You
for
I
him.
would probably have my main house in the burbs, but you know, I wouldn't mind a nice condo in the city.
For sure.
I think that's the way to go too, because my thing with at least going to the city is I hate the travel and the little commute. So it's like if you was having a night out or a weekend in the city, you could just stay in your little loft
I would do
or
that.
penthouse.
That would be like
Come
my
on now.
schedule.
Yeah.
I would be throughout the week with the kids at school. We in Burr Ridge or whatever, I guess. And then on a weekend when I'm trying to have a night out with their mom, we in the city. I mean, I would have to commute here for the show, but that's what I have a driver for.
Helicopter.
My $1 million would be easy. I don't have to buy 7 cars because I'm buying 1 Cadillac truck, triple black, bulletproof, with a driver.
Bulletproof is crazy.
With a driver named Henry. And so I don't have to buy a bunch of cars.
The driver named Henry.
Driver named Henry. Xbox PC in the console of the car. So when he's commuting, I'm grinding. I'm grinding my dude.
Wait, what'd you say?
Exhibit.
I was gonna say it definitely sound like some Pin My Raz stuff.
Definitely.
I'm grinding my dude while I'm getting through traffic. So once he like, man, he ain't gonna call me. He ain't gonna call me Pierre. He gonna say Mr. Pee Wee the Plug. Mr. Plug. Traffic crazy, man. To get to You meet Mr. D Mills at which restaurant you like?
RH. We could go
You
to RH.
you meeting Mr. D Mills at RH. It's gonna be a 45-minute. All right, tell Mike I'm getting on. We can run one real quick. I would love to see Mike. If there was anybody outside of myself to get this $1 million, I would love to see Mike have it.
Same.
Because Mike as a millionaire is.
I'd probably do a bunch of dumb shit, honestly.
He already know he's setting himself
At least he's self-aware.
Because I'm a very
What's dumb to you though, man? You should have fun.
not dumb.
You deserve
It's just
it.
because I'm a very I'm an impulsive buyer. Like I'll see some shit and be like, yeah, let me get that, and then afterwards,
I
I'll
don't
be
think
like,
we've ever
I don't
seen that
ever
side
need
of you. I'm not saying that
Ever.
it's not, but I don't think we've
I
ever
don't really
seen it.
well, I guess by the times we go like out, but like I don't really shop with y'all really.
Yeah.
You don't even eat.
I really don't like going to
When
eat.
we're out of town, he doesn't eat.
He doesn't eat.
We don't see shit compulsive with you.
I
Impulsive.
like
with you.
eating at home versus eating out. Except for
I think we
when I'm at
all
my
do,
one
but when
spot.
we out of town, we have no choice.
Why eat out at home?
You eat out at home?
You went right over your head.
True.
Yeah, I've never seen you be impulsive though.
Yeah.
Sometimes I have like manic highs where I'm very impulsive, where I like go to the mall and just buy shit. And then I go like 2 days later, be like, we're going to return this right now, bro. What the hell did I buy this for?
But
I don't
yeah.
do that a lot, but I've done that twice where I just went to Zara, like
And
I
I
want
think
this,
y'all don't see
and I
it.
took it back. I'm like, I'm sorry.
Y'all don't see it because I honestly, I don't really do that with like clothes and stuff like that. Like very like materialistic type of things. It'll be some like crazy shit where it's like, I think I told you I bought that little, it was like a $50 like TV projector, whatever, something like that. Never used it once, but I'm like,
Hey, bro.
I'm finna get that as soon as I. What?
Next time, ask me.
Why?
There's not a movie projector in the world that is $50 that is good.
It was on sale. It was originally
It didn't
$100.
even sound good.
It was originally $100 on sale.
That's not good either.
The point is, it's a lot of shit that I don't need that I'm like, yeah, let me get that.
I think we can all agree on that. It's just random shit throughout my house too.
Yeah. I'm a big fan of getting movies or like,
Y'all know what I buy a lot? That's like
What?
that. I buy a lot of notebooks and notepads. I got like illegal pads.
I like
everywhere.
buying calendars for some reason.
Whoa,
Even though
whoa.
How many?
That was the last
not
possible thing you could have said.
not
without- I would
calendars,
expect it.
but it's like one of those
Planners?
things, those planning calendars where it's like
Okay.
you hang it up and I have a bunch of them, but I never use them.
I
You
know
just-
because you're not
never
planning.
used
You could
shit.
just
don't
buy
have
one
kids.
big permanent one. That's
I
still on
had
your
in my
fridge.
in my
or-
old place, we
Hey.
had
This thing has that times 100, and it's at
but
the tip of your hand.
again, that's just me just doing shit.
Yeah.
Like,
I just got
have-
a habit of writing. So like if I'm like, oh, I'm finna watch this Jalen Johnson shit, I'm gonna want to write it down. Or when
I
we
got
do these
the-
segments, I write them down and then I end up putting them in my phone.
I got a whiteboard calendar that has
you got a
like
white boy calendar.
whiteboard calendar.
Tuesday, Tim.
But if I put like, I remember me and my girl, we did it for like 1 month. It was like that for like 4
Damn, y'all
months
was going
straight.
crazy.
We did that too because we was like, we tired of eating out. We got to know what we're
That's
making for dinner.
Yeah.
That same week had the same shit. We never erased it, and we went right back to ordering food.
That's
That
how
one
it
week
be.
though was great.
Yeah.
But
You know,
after,
lately,
man,
I was, me and my girl been trying to cook at home more, and I was like, our fridge and freezer are getting pretty empty, and we was like, that's good. We didn't waste any food this
Right,
time.
yeah.
We made everything that we bought,
yeah,
and I was like,
That's
that
some
feels
adulting
good.
shit,
That's
bro.
a struggle in my household.
I do that a lot, and I'm not gonna lie, it's my fault more than it is with Dana. Gotta start eating better. And when I'm finna order.
Bro, it be like that, especially if it gets past a certain time. Like I just be like, bro, it's 7 o'clock. I don't feel like cooking.
bro. Yeah, if it's 6 o'clock and we ain't even talked about dinner, I'm like, what you trying to order?
Yeah,
What you trying to order?
because I like to cook at a certain time frame.
Me too.
And,
And
if it
I'm
ain't
the
within
one.
that time frame.
I'm the best cook in my house. So
Same.
Same.
So like,
if I ain't cooking it, I'll be like, let's order.
Yeah, Mike ain't say same at all. He
if
said
I ain't
that's a
got
y'all
time to let
thing.
that chicken
That's-
marinate for a
that
little
could be
bit,
a
let
good
it
thing.
sit.
100%.
I ain't no bad
I like
cook.
to
My
cook a
girl
certain
be
way
doing
too.
now.
I was telling you, I gotta cook in a clean kitchen. I don't know about y'all.
Yeah.
Dishes gotta be clean. I can't do
That's
it.
how Elena be doing it. She be like, can you help me cook? Which just means like, can you do the
clean up,
dishes
yeah.
while I actually cook? And
Yeah,
I'll be like,
I
I don't got no
need
problem with
I
that.
cannot cook in a dirty kitchen, bro.
Yeah.
I can't.
Yeah, being the best cook always, you don't want to cook every day.
I don't want to
So-
cook every day.
It's just like, damn.
Then it be days like when we got to do this. Then I'm gonna go home. I got to do a Clippers episode. I might want to go see my mom. I might want to go to Target. And then before you know it, you get back and like next week, the Knicks and Celtics and the Lakers and Timberwolves. I'm definitely not cooking on that day. I would have to cook at like 4 o'clock.
Yeah.
And I like cooking. I can cook the things I know how to cook, and I like it. So like, I don't want to help. They ain't be like, you need me to do it? You want me to cut the pepper? No, I like doing everything and getting it ready and cooking and put on my music, a little Boldy
Yeah.
James in
Take
the
my
background.
time, make sure everything cooking it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel
I be
you.
splitting it up. I be like, can you do the sides? And I'll cook like the meat or something like that.
Now, when I get a grill, that's something I will do. Like, hey, I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna go on a grill. Can you make the sides in the house while I'm outside on the grill?
Mhm.
That's gonna be more my vibe.
Yeah. I'm such a I'm such a way with food that it'd be like, I got it.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Particular.
We appreciate y'all watching or listening to this episode of Numbers on the Board. Next week, this exact time, we'll be talking about the upcoming games from that night.
Yeah. Knicks.
Cannot wait for it, man. Cannot wait. We appreciate all the support.
Knickerbockers.
through like the off season, man. We appreciate y'all support because we know the numbers universally are down during the off season.
We about to
NBA
kill it
talk.
for y'all.
And
y'all held us down. Now we finna hold y'all down and not let y'all get up.
Yes, Sirski. Enjoybasketball.com. Go get that drop.
That was a joke,
man.
by the way. That was a joke.
Go get that drop.
Because I'll be holding Mike down and not letting him get up. He'd be like, nah, I'm gonna tell your mama if you don't let me get up. And then Darrick be like, keep him down. I'm gonna fart over his head. And Mike be like, I'll hold my nose. In the episode.